Peace to the family, peace to the family, peace to you and yours. This is your brother Red Pill representing Know the Ledge. Peace, Khadija. Greetings. How are you today? Welcome. All right. I hope all is well. Peace, Toby. I hope all is well. Greetings. How are you today? Welcome to another episode of Melanin Mondays. Anthony Hazin, what's good with you, my good brother? How is everything? What's happening? Peace, love, and light. Yes, peace, love, and light. Yes, yes, indeed. Without love and without light, there is no peace, right? So, peace, love, and light. How is everybody doing today? Give me 1 minute. I'm just trying to put in a Wi-Fi code so I could have my phone streaming while we do this damn thing right here. Damn. Hold on 1 minute, y'all. Much respect from Maryland. Mary's Land. Shout out to Darius. How you doing, my good brother? I just want to say first and foremost that Maryland, DC, Baltimore, the DMV area is fucking awesome. All right. I love the energy. I love the progress that I see coming from that area. I love what y'all are doing collectively. I love all of the new vegan restaurants that are popping up. New vegan, Kepra Raw Reality. There's so many different ones that I can't even mention all of them. But I'm just coming back from very low volume. All right, let's see if we can fix that. Let me know how you get a volume and whatnot. I'm gonna adjust the computer to see if we could change that. All right. Let me know how the volume is, because if there's a problem with the volume, I definitely want to make sure we address that before I start running my mouth and you can't even hear half of the shit that I'm saying. You feel me? So if you can briefly let me know in the chat room, how's the volume? Is the volume good so I can proceed? All right. Shout out to Karima. Shout out to Miss Queen Kitty. Shout out to Mano. Okay, they said that we Gucci. All right, so we good. So what's going on, family? Hold on a minute. What's good, family? Today we're going to be doing a recap. We're going to be doing a recap. I'm going to bring my computer closer to me. We're going to be doing a recap of this weekend. I tried to go live on Monday. All right, I attempted to it. And for some reason, it shut off like 10 minutes into the stream. It shut off. So I wasn't able to do it. I had mad issues with my phone the whole weekend. Everybody who was trying to get in touch with me, I was completely off the grid. You feel me? Am I a Mason? Not at all. I'm the son of a Ma, but I'm not a Mason. I'm not a card carrying Mason. To answer your question, C. Murder Michael McCreary L. Are you a Mason? Do you identify as a Mason? Huh? Or a Prince Hall Mason or whatnot? But that I'm not. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I don't belong to any lodge. I don't belong to any fraternal order. I haven't taken any oaths to any brotherhoods. Wait a minute, let me clear that up. I have taken an oath to the Paradigm Shifters. You know, that is that is a fraternal order that I belong to. So let me clear that up. The fraternal order that I'm a member of is what is known as the Paradigm Shifters. That's what we're going to be talking about today, along with some other things. Okay. That's a group of us. That's a collective of us that have come together with a similar goal, with a similar purpose. Okay. with a similar agenda. Okay, we have more similarities than we have differences. So that right there, my good friend, yeah, that would be a fraternal order that I can identify that I belong to. Is it a secret society? No, you could see all of the members when you go on the page. You know what I'm talking about? Nobody is hiding themselves. Nobody is incognito. Everything is out in the open. You know, the shifters consist of, and not limited to, Brother Red Pill, Brother Blue Pill, Brother Pop Darby, 19 Keys, Rizza Islam, Ben X, Sister Ajna from the Healing Place, my good brother Billionaire PA. Shout out to Billionaire PA. It's his birthday. It's his born day today. Salute to you. And we have multiple members and we have multiple affiliates. If you want to become a member yourself, or if you want to become let me not forget Derek Grace. Shout out to Derek Grace. He is a shifter as well. Shout out to Rizza Islam. All right. So we have people who are joining up to become members. The brothers did a live stream on Monday, and we successfully signed up about 50 people right on the spot for a $20 membership. If you're interested and you want to become a member, if you want to become a paradigm shifter, if you want to join the Paradigm Shifter University, you can go to the Instagram page at the Shifters. At the Shifters. Whenever, peace Ali Dawood, whenever you want to look for the Shifters, all you have to do is go on Instagram and put at the Shifters. We're utilizing that handle, the Shifters and Paradigm Shifters, but the Shifters is where you can find us on the gram. Okay, and inside of the link, click on the link on the Instagram, and you will be able to find our page, the Paradigm Shifters page. All right, please check it out. Okay, because that page, that group, the Paradigm Shifters, are growing at an exponential rate, meaning that they're growing very fast. We have a lot of people that are responding to the Shifters. We have a lot of people that are excited about what we're doing. We have a lot of people who see the solutions. They see something manifesting in front of them that they were told when they signed up to be inside of what is known as consciousness. They were sold that dream that you're going to see different people from different organizations and different backgrounds linking up. That's what they were sold. They were sold the idea that you could be in the Nation of Islam and be inside of what is known as consciousness, or you can be inside of the Nubians and be considered a conscious person. So I'm gonna drop the link inside of the chat right now for the Shifters and whatnot. It's at the Shifters, and after the Shifters you put a hyphen. You know, the not the hyphen like J-Z, the other one, the bottom hyphen. Pardon me, I don't know what the word is at the moment that they call that, but that's where you can find us. We don't have a Facebook page. A lot of people don't even have a YouTube page. What you'll begin to see is a lot of the Shifters are very heavy on the gram. They don't really rock with the other sites as well. And there's reason behind that. But you got me on all of these platforms. So take advantage of that and definitely sign up and make it, just make your next move your best move. But I'm going to do a recap. I'm going to talk about what went on this weekend. We're going to talk about briefly what happened in Washington, D.C., the power of the Shifters event, even what took place the next day with Louis Farrakhan at the Union Temple Baptist Church. I don't know how many people were able to see the broadcast. What they were doing was an anniversary, a celebration of 22 years, I believe, of the Million Man March. And the Union Temple Baptist Church was one of the churches that Louis Farrakhan was working with in tandem, you know what I mean, to put everything together alongside with Marion Barry. Now, I know you hear Red Pill saying something about a church, and then you heard the word Baptist, and you like, oh, Astaghfirullah, I thought this Negro right here wasn't into the church. Well, goddamn it, I'm not in the church. I don't follow the church. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Roman Catholic. You know what I'm talking about? But what I do respect and what I do identify is people who follow the tenets of the man that they call Jesus. I'm not talking about Serapis. I'm not talking about Michelangelo. I'm not talking about that person. I'm not talking about the blonde hair, blue-eyed, looking like a rock climber, a hippie and whatnot. I ain't talking about him. I'm talking about Jesus the Christ, Jesus of Nazareth. I'm talking about the brother with the locks and the brass skin. I'm talking about that person. Now, if you identify that you have a Christ consciousness, if you identify that you're endowed with the Christos, the Christ energy, and Christ is within, I could sit down and have a motherfucking conversation with you because I understand and I overstand what it is that you're talking about. That's something that we can talk about. I could relate to people who say, I'm not a Christian, but I'm a follower of Jesus, the Christ, not Jesus Christ, because they got it misconstrued. Because when you hear the word Jesus Christ, you automatically, by default, think about this European. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the brothers and sisters who say, I have Christ consciousness inside of my heart. I have a balance. I have a balanced energy. I have balanced my energies between the higher and the lower. I tapped into the Christ within. I see Christ in the mirror. Yeah, we speak in the same language. You know what I'm talking about? We are definitely speaking the same language. All right, Itty P, I'm going to hit you up when I get off of this live stream so I can deal with that for you. So I witnessed this weekend when I was in Washington, D.C., a black church, unlike any black church that I've ever been in. If anybody's ever been in the Union Temple Baptist Church, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, you could go to Google and you can see all of the pictures and all of the history behind the Reverend Willie Wilson's church. Willie Wilson is a fucking legend. Okay, let me just add that sidebar. Willie Wilson is a legend. Marion Barry was a legend. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the brothers and sisters in Chocolate City who have been in the streets, feeding the people, cleaning up their hood, doing what's supposed to be done with the church's money, and all of these things, linking up with the Nation of Islam, linking up with their Hebrew Israelite brothers, linking up with other people from other denominations and other walks of life. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter your religion. It doesn't matter if you believe in the same God that I believe in. No, the fucking communities are suffering. So these churches or these temples of faith and worship, yeah, they got to come together and make it happen. They got to come together and make something happen. They have to come together and bring more solutions into the hood, into their neighborhood, into their communities, because they have the resources. So I got to witness a black church. Why do I call it a black church? Because they have black Jesus on the fucking wall, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Don't say, oh, Jesus is black, and you niggas is plugging into the Roman Catholic churches every Sunday. Don't say, oh, my Jesus, my God is black, but you in the African traditional system, but you go to the white church. No, that's not what we're talking about. The Roman Catholic Church, we already did a video with Brother Rich. There's 1,000 videos out there already. The wool has been, the motherfucking curtains have been pulled back on the Roman Catholic Church. So I'm not talking about that energy. I'm being very clear. So when I big up people and when I talk about my experience, I'm very freaking clear as to what I'm not co-signing and what I'm not putting energy into and what I'm not speaking about. I'm not speaking about none of that shit that you niggas might be familiar with. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Pastor O'Brien or Reverend whatever, grab you by the nuts. I'm not talking about the pedophile. I'm not talking about the Vatican. I'm not talking about the Holy See. I'm not talking about Rome. I'm not talking about the popes of Rome. I am not talking about those people. Even though we know that it was based on allegories, we know it's based on the Gnostics, even though it's based on all of that stuff. I'm talking about the motherfucking black church. God damn it. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm not talking about the black church where they're giving all of their money to the white, to Rome on Monday. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the Union Temple Baptist Church. I don't even know if there's other churches like this. I'm new to this shit because I'm not from the church. All I know is that they had a black, not just black Jesus, the Black Supper. The picture of the Black Supper, they have Malcolm up there, Elijah up there. You know what I'm talking about? They had all of the greats. They had Rosa Parks. They had all of our great ones. Carter G. Woodson. All of the great ones were right there at the Last Supper with the Black Christ. We went into the basement of this church. This church is huge. We went into the basement of this church. The basement of the church looked like a black museum. They have artifacts. They have picture frames on all. I'm talking about there was no space on the wall that didn't have information about our history, our culture, our greatness. It was a picture. Either they had a picture with a description underneath the picture as to what it is that you were looking at, and then they had a artifact that they basically have commandeered. It was either given to them, loaned to them, or it was part of their collection. And underneath that artifact, they would have a breakdown about what it is. History lessons, meaning that you could take your children there, right to the basement. You don't even got to go to hear the preacher. You could go right to the basement of the Union Temple Baptist Church, and it's almost like a real life Hidden Colors. You could take your loved ones, your family members, your children, your class, your community center, whatever you want to do. The children that you sponsor, and I'm going to get into that later on because I am sponsoring children all around the world. I'm happy to announce that. Red Pill, Brother Red Pill, and Brother Blue Pill, by way of Know the Ledge Media, but our social entrepreneurship endeavor, our Facts Initiative, we are looking for sponsors. We are going to make the call out because we're looking for sponsors to sponsor us so we can sponsor these motherfucking babies, so we can sponsor these children. But we'll talk about that a little later. So later, you know, I'm passionate. So I'm gonna get in my passionate bag. But I was impressed. It takes a lot to impress me, especially with the church. You know, I go on record say I'm done with the church. I don't fuck with the church. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with this religious stuff. It's bogging our people down. It's holding them back. Yeah. I have to humble myself and say, you know what? That might be true. You know what I'm saying? But there's an exception to the rule at sometimes. We have to pay homage where homage is due. So I'm just giving homage to the Union Temple Baptist Church. And I'm saying that if you get a chance and you're in the DMV area, go ahead. If you because I'm speaking to worshipers right now. I'm speaking to Christians more than likely. I'm speaking to Catholics. So I'm saying to you, if you want to upgrade your information, if you want to upgrade your worship, if you want to upgrade your faith, first and foremost, put a black Jesus on that goddamn wall and stop telling me that it's not about color. Why the fuck isn't, why, if it's not about color, where's the purple Jesus at? Where's the orange Jesus? Where's the blue Jesus? No, it's all about color. You goddamn right it's about color, goddamn it. That's the shit that's putting our people under these spells. It's because the color of your Christ, the color of your Savior, the color of your Messiah is the wrong color. So you're forfeiting that first and foremost, and then you're giving energy outside of yourself. You're not looking at the Christ within. But if you worship a Europeanized version of the Christos, of the Christ, you are forfeiting you're forfeiting you're forfeiting all kind of energy to a group of people who are definitely your open enemy. These people are not Christ-like people. These are not Christ-like people. Let's keep it a buck. So if you believe in a white Christ, then you believe that his people are the chosen people. So therefore, by default, you are looking at Europeans. You are looking at pilgrims. You are looking at the descendants of the Neanderthals. And it's no shots. I know that I got Europeans watching me. I'm just giving y'all the truth. And you're giving them all of your power. That makes you not want to put no hands, feet, and toes on them. That makes you not question them. That makes you have all of this sympathy and compassion and empathy for them. Meanwhile, you're looking at your own people as if your people are cursed. Your people don't deserve no kind of salvation. Your people are from the cursed tribe of Ham. They deserve to be lynched. They deserve to be taken advantage of. They deserve to be pimped. They deserve all of the iniquities that happen to them. That's what you're saying by proxy when you just sit down and you allow yourself to be Romanized. No, that's not how that shit goes. Fuck that. We're talking about a black Christ from Ethiopia, goddammit. We're talking about the Christos. Okay? That's what we're talking about. That's what we pay homage to. That's what we big up. I love that story. And when you go into the story, the people the people who that Christ figure came from, goddammit, that's us. That's us. So if you are going to do anything, change that concept first and foremost. And then after you do that, you need to develop your consciousness. You need to develop your spirituality. You need to develop your perception of the people who that man came from as being your people. And then once you do that, you need to now look for the Christ within. What do you mean, Brother Red Pill? There's no Christ within. There's only body organs. God damn, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about inside of your DNA, inside of your essence, inside of your spirit. Okay? You have the power. You have the desire. You have the potential to be the Christ figure. You have the potential to be the Christos. You have the potential to be the anointed one, right? Not the appointed one, because you niggas running around appointing yourselves all kind of shit. That's not you, fam. Get the fuck out of here. That's you. You're self-appointing yourself. You're giving yourself titles. You're self-anointing yourself and self-appointing. No, you let the people do that. God damn it! I am the this and that from planet this and that, and I'm the incarnation of this and that, and I'm the Messiah. That and this. No, motherfucker, you're not that. The people didn't say you're that. You know what I'm talking about? You let them anoint you. Stop giving yourself these names, because as we see, for all of the people who are anointed, your anointment has dried up. You know what I'm talking about? That anointment that you niggas try to anoint yourself with, it's dried up. You're not shiny in it. You're not anointed. God damn it. You're so fucking ashy. You're ashy Larry. God damn it. You're not even anointed. So niggas be self-anointing themselves and the anointment dries up. And now they're running around ashy. You could write the whole Bible on their cheek. You know, you could write all kind of psalms on their cheeks because they so ashy. You don't anoint yourself. Let the people do it. Do the motherfucking work. Tap into the work. Tap into your greatness. So when you realize that you are great, you will now stop getting on your knees, and you will now stop giving up all of your energy to sky daddy or to something imaginary. How the fuck you gonna give all of that love and adoration to somebody and something that you never met, you never seen, but you hate your own self and you hate your own people who look like you. You are running around destroying black women's wombs. You are running around destroying your health. You are running around, you are destroying black men, okay? You are running around destroying black babies, black children. You're killing them. You're aborting them. You're running around prostituting yourself. You're running around selling women and prostituting women and prostituting men. You're doing all of these things. You're selling drugs. You're selling poison to your own people. You know what I'm talking about? That's self-hatred. That's because you don't see the Christ in them. That's because you don't see the God in them. You see the devil in them and you despise them. The hate you gave little infants fucks everyone. So because somebody despised you, because somebody hated themselves, and they transfer the energy of hate. What is the transfer of the energy of hate? It translates to trauma, sexual molestation, abuse, physical, mental, verbal, emotional, physical. You know what I mean? When somebody is beating up on you, that means that they're dealing with some shit that they can't fucking get over. That means that when they look in the mirror, they're not pleased with who they see. That is the translation of self-hatred is violence. The translation of self-hatred is poverty-minded consciousness. It's the shit that creates trolls. It's the shit that creates motherfuckers who get up every day and punch the clock to go kill the next man. How do you kill the next man? You niggas are punching into the hospital, putting on your white jackets and writing subscriptions for Molly Percocet, Oxycontin. And you know that you killing the people. And you know that you putting your people under motherfucking all kind of addictions and whatnot. You know that those opiates are dangerous and those are poisonous and those are creating a crisis around America. But you niggas get up 4 a.m. to go and do that to our people. You niggas get up 4 a.m. to go sell heroin at the fucking trap house. You motherfuckers get up at 5 a.m. to go ahead and sell crack on the block. That's what I'm talking about. Shit like that. Shit like that's not self-love. That is self-fucking hatred. You just hate your mama or you hate your daddy. You got motherfucking mommy-daddy issues. You have to have some shit like that if you could willingly just punch in the fucking clock to destroy your own people. Come on, I'm confused, man. I'm confused. And I'm not here to judge. This is a judgment-free zone. I'm just calling shit the way that I see it. Nobody is perfect. Everybody can atone for their motherfucking sins. You dig what I'm saying? Nobody. I'm not sitting here as some shining example of perfection. I did all kind of wrong in my life, goddammit. I looked outside of my motherfucking self so many times for people or for a person or for an entity that I thought that was greater than me, and I forfeited my energy on many fucking occasions. So I can relate, goddammit. I've been around the killers, the motherfucking $100 billers, the hustlers, the shooters, all of that shit. You know, they say that Jesus, the Christ, motherfucking standing on couches on the weekends, and he was chilling with the bottle poppers, the coke sniffers, the weight sellers, the coke boys, and all of that shit. And I'm not saying that I'm Jesus, but goddammit, I do identify with the Jesus energy, with Jesus, the Christ energy. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I do. I know what that shit is about. I know about that energy. I know about that motherfucking, I know about that. I know what that's about, goddammit. I know about that consciousness. I know all about Christ consciousness. You know what I'm saying? And I know the power of it. So you should want to attain that. And you don't necessarily got to go into Psalms. You don't got to go into the Holy Book. But if that's what you're doing, you got to, your brother Red Pill is not here to judge you. I don't give a fuck what it is that you're doing. I'm not going to stop you at the door on Sunday church and tell you don't go in there. I'm going to tell you to go in there wearing your They Live glasses. I'm going to tell you, please go in there knowing what the fuck is going on in there. Because I don't know if any of those institutions are without sin or without fault or without defects. I am not pushing your ass into no church, so don't get it fucked up. I said, if you happen to be in the area, just go ahead and do some research. When I was in DC this weekend, I went into the museum called the African American History Museum. I had the chance to go in there with the Paradigm Shifters. We were privy to go inside. It was me, Pop Darby, Sister Ajna, 19 Keys, and who else went with us? I think that might have been it. But we were able to go into the African American history, the museum that they just built in DC. I know y'all know about that. That museum is popping. You know what I'm saying? That was a beautiful museum. I got a lot of inspiration when I went into that museum. It's like 4 stories and whatnot. In the basement, it starts out with slavery, and then every single floor after that is dealing with our greatness. God damn. You got to make sure that you make it to that museum in DC. I sound like a fucking tour guide. I'm sending y'all niggas to church. I'm sending y'all to museums and whatnot. I'm not even getting a check from nobody. I'm just out here advertising all of this free shit. But it doesn't matter because we want to be able to edify ourselves as quote unquote African Americans. I know I'm utilizing misnomers, colorful terms. Please forgive me, my brothers and sisters that are out there who understand what I'm trying to do. But I'm just speaking the language of the people. I'm trying to attract the people by relating to them, by speaking the language of the people. So you know what I'm talking about. Black people, Aboriginal people, melanated people. You need to edify, or you don't need to, but if you want to edify your culture, your people, go to that museum. Take your fucking children there. Take your loved ones. Take your white friends. Okay? If you dating a Becky or you running around with Jon Snow, you know what I'm saying? You got you a Macklemore. You go and take them to that museum and you show them the greatness of your motherfucking people unapologetically. Okay? And you teach them. You allow teaching moments, and you edify who the fuck you are versus who you not. Listen, Becky, I ain't no fucking slave, so don't get it fucked up. Come and soak up some of this culture. We got about 5 floors of that shit. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? So you never could come sideways out of your neck and just think that we some slave-like people, or we only come from slave-like conditions, or we only come from the struggle, or we only, no, goddammit, we come from a rich fucking culture. You sip from the cup, or many of your ancestors sipped the juice when they was in Europe, so they know what the fuck is going on. So pay homage. You know what I mean? Maybe she could give you some better neck later on that night. I don't know. Maybe that might help the neck. Maybe that might help the Becky from your Becky. I don't know. Maybe she might love on you a little bit more. You understand what I'm saying? But what I see in a lot of relationships, and what I see in a lot of friendships, is that a lot of our people don't teach their friends who the fuck they are and where they come from. No, I'm teaching. If I got me a group of white friends, which I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be teaching them all about our greatness at every chance. They're going to get tired of me because I'm pulling out artifacts on them. I'm giving them homework assignments. You niggas ain't going to be able to come around me until you know who the fuck Imhotep is, until you know who Marcus Garvey is, until you can recite the philosophies and opinions of Marcus Garvey. If you're going to be in my circumference, goddamn it, you're going to be converted. You're going to be converted. You're going to be conformed into some real shit. So the museum was powerful, but this is what I have to say. We don't date white people. Yeah, I don't date nothing white. You know what I'm saying? But I'm aware, and I get approached, not in a negative way. And when I'm in Harlem, brother come up with his white wife, a sister even come up with her white loved one. That hasn't happened a lot, but it has happened. And, you know, I got to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still red pill. I'm still who I am, but I'm still respectful. You understand? I'm not no disrespectful ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a judge. I'm not a judgmental person where I'm trying to, you know what I mean, tell you what the fuck you supposed to be doing in your bedroom. You supposed to know better in the first place. I'm going to give you some advice. If you want a consultation, you can hit me up. Go in my inbox and hit me up for consultations, because we're definitely doing consultation. And if you have any questions, if you have anything that you want to consult on, whether it's some life issues, whether it's some business issues, whether it's energy issues, whether it's readings or whatever, if I can't give you the reading, I will definitely plug you in to who can give you a reading, because I don't do the tarot cards and shit like that. Like, that's not what I do. But if you want to build with me about some things, let's get to building, because I can't judge you if you don't know that you were doing something that we don't fuck with. You might have just caught on to me a week ago, and then you come on 2/5 with your white wife who you got mad children with. What you think, I'm going to tell you to leave her? No, bro. I'm going to tell you, if that's your situation, you should be edifying. Not just you. You should edit, because when you get into a relationship, you bring your culture with you. And nigga, your culture is not just fucking world star hip hop, and it's not just niggas breakdancing and whatnot. You have a culture that spans millennium, an infinity, a continuum. So identify what part of the continuum you can relate to, and goddamn it, get to teaching. Why? And you might not think that there's no need to teach, but Europeans, Latin Americans, Asians, and Asiatics, they all need to be taught about who the hell we are, because World Star is not going to teach them. Netflix ain't teaching nobody nothing except how to sell cocaine, how to be a sex worker, how to embrace the LGBT community. You know what I'm saying? And Pablo Escobar. That's the only, I be on Netflix, like, the Netflix don't got no fucking information. The best show on Netflix is a series called Abstract. Go and look it up. Abstract. I saw the first series on Abstract. They were talking about my nigga Tinker, Tinker, Tinker from Nike, the European who created the fucking Jordan 3s and everything onward. Tinker is a legend. The show Abstract is the most important show on Netflix, because it shows you the behind the scene process of creatives, of the motherfuckers who were at the top of the field in all of their categories. They had architecture, they had motherfucking design, they had illustrators. Everybody was at the top of their field. And if you're an illustrator, if you're a creator, it's called a creative community. If you're a creator, you want to know the thinking process or the creative process of other creators. Because when you see that these creators have the same problems that you have, they have the same thought process as you have, they even have some of the same creative processes as you have. God damn it, that's inspiration. It inspires you. It helps an innovator say, oh, God damn it, I'm going to get back into what I'm doing, because look at this person who I consider to be at the top of their at the top of their category, at the top of their industry. They do the same thing that I do. A alike, B alike, C alike. So abstract is the truth. I'm big on the creatives. I'm big on the creatives in the maker industry. I'll go on record saying that this whole community, our people as a nation, we're not going to rise. We're not going to evolve. We're not going to be edified around the world until we deal with the creative and the maker industry. We have to raise them up. We have to get back our people from Disney. We got to get back our people from goddamn Google. What do you mean by that, Red Pill? What I mean by that is there's something called a brain drain. Go and look it up. Brain drain. The brain drain is corporate America, right? Corporate America, Disney, Marvel, DC Comics, EA Sports, Nike, Reebok, Adidas, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, with Virgil Abloh and all of that. What the brain drain is that these corporate entities are taking the best and the brightest and the most talented of us from amongst us and putting them inside of their corporate structures, putting them inside of their corporate entities, putting them inside of their businesses, and they are becoming billionaires off of the intellectual property, the skill set, the talents, and the skills of niggas. That's called brain drain. When you see those articles on Facebook and on Instagram where they have 12-year-olds and 14-year-olds who just graduated college and they have IQs that are sharper than Albert Einstein, and then right after that, you got some shit where Mensa, there's a group called MENSA, Mensa. That's the brain drain, nigga. That's some crackers with some bags, with some money sliding in their DM, and they're saying to them, come and fuck with us. We got you for life. We're going to pay your bills. We're going to feed you, nigga. We're going to buy you some free Reeboks. We're going to give you a motherfucking per diem. We're going to take care of you, little nigga, young nigga. We're going to buy your mama a car, because what you have in between your ears is more valuable than all of this physical. We got a corporate card. That's a tax write-off. Buy your mama a car, buy a Kia Sport. That's nothing. We'll buy that. We'll get a motherfucking Kia Sophia, and then we'll take her son or her daughter into our corporation, into our operation, into our endeavors, and we're gonna squeeze the talent out of them. And then when we're finished with them, we're gonna throw them away. That's the brain drain. That is the brain drain. And if we don't step in, because remember, what got in the way of the brain drain back in the days? All right. In Harlem, like in the 40s and in the 50s, there was some well-known numbers runners, Bumpy Johnson, right? There was some well-known street organizations, right? They were out there. There was Casper Holstein, who was a numbers genius. He was bodying the numbers game. He was a gangster and whatnot. You had Bumpy Johnson. He was a gangster. And what they used to do is they used to take their street earnings. They used to take some of the earnings from street endeavors, and they were funding the geniuses in their communities, meaning that they were sending the scientists to school. They were sending the lawyers to school. They were sending the engineers to school. They were investing in the brain, the intellectual property, They were investing in their community, because inside of your community, it's the people who are the creatives. It is the people who are the makers. It is the people. I love you, Ajna. I love you. I like you. I like you. Um, it is those people inside of your community who bring the value of your community to a higher level. What do you mean by that, brother Red Pill? Those young children, those babies, those children that are in college right now, that we sent to college, your sons, your daughters, your nieces and nephews, that is your community. That is the value. The value of your community could be quantified by saying, what are these people into? Now, you may have geniuses in your community, but you're telling those geniuses inside of your community the ultimate aim and the ultimate goal when they're finished, when they're in debt, when they graduate, or even when they're in school. Because remember, you get hired while in school. Google will come and get your ass while you're in school. Apple will come and get your ass while you're in school. The same way that the NBA will come and get your ass while you're in school and take you and bring you inside of their corporate entity, or they'll bring you inside of their corporate structure. And what will they do? They will begin to drain you. They will brain drain you. They will begin to take from you. They will begin to take your energy, your intellectual property. The same thing that you saw in the Matrix, the depiction of the battery getting siphoned in, the energy being siphoned off of the battery. That's what our people are right now inside of corporate America. Do you know when integration was introduced to our community during the quote unquote civil rights movement, and our women and our men integrated into corporate America, the overall bottom line and the worth of these companies on the stock market is skyrocketed. It's skyrocketed because now you took the janitors, you took the people who were cleaning the toilets, you took the women that were nursing your children, who have black girl magic, black excellence, we are intellects in our DNA. You can see when you look at the 100 inventors that stepped forward in the 1800s. How did we do that? If we were so-called downtrodden, if we were so-called illiterate, if we were so-called, you know what I'm saying, under the thumb of the oppressor, how the hell do we have 100 plus inventions in the 1800s, and they didn't have Google back then? You couldn't figure out how to do shit. You know, this new millennial, they don't even know how to do shit without the computer. So how did we do all of this in the 1800s? Because that DNA, that Imhotep's DNA is inside of us. Mansa Musa's DNA is inside of us. God damn it, all of the great ones, the DNA was already inside of us, meaning that it was innate. And when you dealt with Christianity in the 1800s, when you were dealing with the black churches in the 1800s, they were dealing with Black Christ. They were dealing with the same kind of theology that I saw this weekend at the Union Temple Baptist Church. And what does that theology help people do? That theology helps you from stop looking outside of yourselves. It helps you look around your community. It helps you recognize the greatness inside of the people, because you remove the fallacies of Europeans or pilgrims or Neanderthals, or what you misnomer Caucasians and white people as being the chosen people. Once you see your people as the chosen people, what begins to take place? You begin now to look deeply inside of their souls. You begin now to invest into their talents. You begin now to say to yourself, I cannot abuse these people. I cannot molest these people. I cannot hurt these people, because these people are a reflection of me, and we are great. We are chosen. God is looking at us. But when they told you that you are the tribe of Ham and you were cursed people, and God is looking away from you, guess what they're doing inside of the church? Because they think that God is not looking at them. They're trying their best to get God on the line. But when you were taught that God is looking away from you in shame, God damn it, that's where all of the abuse is coming in. That's where the trauma is coming in. That's where you got pastors and deacons and all of that taking advantage of these little girls. So, brain trust, intellectual property. The best thing we got going for ourselves. The best thing we got going for ourselves. I promise you. One of the best things that we have going for ourselves is what? Ourselves. Our talents, our skills, the fact that we are the hip hop generation, the fact that our culture is popping all around the world. They want to be like us. They want to talk like us. They want to walk like us. They want to speak like us. They want to dress like us. They want to think like us. So what the fuck do we have to do? We have to make sure that the foundation that everybody is copying and following from is secure. We got to make sure that the examples that these people are copying from, the example that these people are looking at all around the world, the examples that these people are looking at, we got to make sure that we those examples. It's not going to be these niggas that you niggas call celebrities. It's not going to be them. It's not going to be the people who are contracted to the small hats and they control them. They control their image. They control their motherfucking movements. They control everything about them. As you can see from the celebrities that you niggas are following on Instagram, they're controlled. They even telling them that they could be woke. Right? They're telling them that they could be woke. Yo, be more socially responsible this year. Go do some charitable works. Go take some pictures with some children. You know what I'm talking about? Go and donate to Kaepernick. All of this shit that they tell them, their PR, their publicists, and their agents tell them what to do. They're not fucking woke on their own. It's remember, woke is a marketplace. This is the new trend. So artists online follow trends. These niggas are following trends. Facts. So we not even talking about them. We're talking about replacing them. We're talking about elevating those amongst you who you know are setting the example that need to be copied, that need to be followed, that need to be duplicated all around the world. The brothers and sisters in Brazil, they need to copy the example that the shifters are putting forward. They need to follow the example that the conscious, those amongst the conscious who are righteous, who are doing what needs to be done in a balanced way. You could be ratchet consciousness, nigga, you're balanced. I'm not judging nobody. I don't care about how you do what you do. All I care about is that shit is balanced. Some of you motherfuckers are so off balance, it's a goddamn tragedy. It's a shame. So I'm talking about a divine balance aspect. You see me, I'm not puritanical. I'm not here preaching the gospel. I ain't running around claiming no organization. I'm not a card carrying member, and I have no problem with any of these organizations. I just choose to be an independent thinker. You know what I'm talking about? And I choose to practice what is known as 720 degrees of consciousness, meaning that I take all of that in. I'm walking through all schools of thought, all schools of knowledge. I'm eating the meat and spitting the bones out. But someday, a day will come when I'm going to grind the bones up and sniff that shit. You know how niggas, the bones is to be used as well. I'm not spitting them into the garbage. I'm just spitting them into a bucket. My grandfather used to eat the whole fish, the eyes and everything. So I know about not wasting the bones. You know what I'm talking about? But right now I'm eating the meat. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm able to be healed therapeutically by the information that is coming from the Nation of Islam, by the information that is coming from the MSTA, by the information that is coming from the Nation of Gods and Earth, by the information that is coming out of the quote-unquote metaphysical occult movement or the metaphysical underground and whatnot. I'm being healed. I'm being upgraded. I'm being enlightened. It's therapeutic for me. It helps me with the shit that I'm going through. You dig what I'm saying? So I got all of these books and these tomes and whatnot, and I got all of these different speakers lined up on my YouTube, or the DVDs are lined up, and I got all of these different books open in front of me, and I'll jump into each different one of those books and extract from these books what I need to do what? To help edify the God within. Simple as that. What the fuck is so hard? Why are we making it so difficult? So throughout all of the years of all of my rambling, throughout all of the years of my beating on the motherfucking drums, throughout all of the years of you niggas hearing these red pill rants, what have I been saying consistently We have to form Voltron. We have to come together. We have to link the fuck up. Because all that shit that you niggas be trying to do independently, in my humble opinion, shit is mad corny. It doesn't even resonate with real niggas such as myself. You niggas is just running around trying to get attention and whatnot, and you can't do it independently because this is a global crisis taking place. How dare you niggas come out of your mama's womb and try to anoint yourself the motherfucking leaders of all melanated people, as if you're gonna put the whole world on your shoulders and save motherfuckers. That's the savior's complex. That's called a God complex. You got to remember, I already diagnosed these niggas in the attention economy lecture that's on Black Magic 363, but you got to purchase it, or you have to be a Patreon, because information is not free. We're infopreneurs, okay? You get a level of information, but we have to start appreciating the research. We have to start appreciating what is being dished out to you, and put some motherfucking money on that shit. Leave a tip. That's what we have to do, okay? And it's not hard. Nobody is shaking your ass down, but you pay millions of dollars to get put under a spell, and all we're saying is for $9.99, nigga, we'll break a few of those for you, okay? So in the attention economy lecture, I spoke about narcissistic personality disorder. I spoke about delusions of grandeur. We diagnose a lot of the things that you see in a lot of these teachers, because that's what they have, a sickness. That's what a lot of them are suffering from. You know what I mean? It's a God complex. They have Messiah complexes. But when you get your mind right, and when that shit clears up, and when you're able to put your ego to the side, then you'll realize that you have more power working with the collective. How fucking dare I go into the Nation of Islam and read some of their information? How dare I sneak and watch Farrakhan videos, but I can't sit down with a brother from the Nation of Islam and do something? How dare I get my game from the Nation of Gods and Earth? I get some of my motherfucking mathematics from the NGE, but I could talk down to them in the same fucking voice, or I can't sit down with a brother from the NGE. What does that make me? You a bird ass nigga if that's the case, okay? What's the bird ass nigga? You a bird ass nigga if you run around fake watching people and getting information from people and getting your cloth. Nigga, the emperor had no clothes. We gave you this cloth, nigga. We clothed you. And then, because you think that you so fucking cool, you think that you so litty, you know what I mean? That you would go ahead and say, nah, I don't fuck with that group. I don't fuck with that organization. I don't listen to what they say. That shit is played out. Nigga, you're played out. What are you talking about? Because these organizations and these groups, they produce scholars. They produce teachers. They produce people who have the potential to be the next Farrakhan. But the dick rider in a lot of these niggas is that they just ride the motherfucking pony of one teacher. You know what I'm talking about? These are homoerotic followers, meaning that these niggas are worshiping man. These niggas are worshiping man. They weirdos for real like that. These niggas is weirdos. They're not conscious. They just worship man. These niggas are homoerotic. They just want, or some of the women are homoerotic. They just want to worship that yoni. You know what I'm talking about? They want their chance, you know, to get a little bit of humping on. They're not into the information. They're worshiping man. They're into the personage. They're into the person. That's who they want to get on their knees and worship. It's not the information. They're not into the information. They're into the personality. These niggas is groupies. You know what I'm talking about? That's a group. You confusing students with groupies. You confusing motherfuckers who came to hear the concert with niggas who came to suck dick backstage. That's what you confusing it with. And that's what we got a lot of in this community. So when everybody be running around talking about, oh, I don't listen to that person. I only rock with this one person. Nigga, you a dick rider. You're not even, you forgot the reason that you signed up for consciousness in the first place. It wasn't to be a dick rider. You did not sign up to consciousness to ride niggas nutsacks. You signed up to your first semester in the College of Consciousness to take some fucking classes. How dare you niggas just take one class? You're not that smart. You are not that smart to just sign up to the College of Consciousness and just take one class. Nigga, you're not that sharp. Cut it out. You need mental edification. You niggas need help with your mental health. You need some spiritual help. You need some fucking economic help. You know what I'm talking about? You need some motherfucking knowledge of self-help. You need to find out who you are. You need to get your readings. You need to get your birth chart readings. You need to get your energy aura cleansing. You know what I mean? You need to get your numbers read. Somebody needs to break down your fucking name and tell you what each vowel in your name stands for. All of that. Man, know thyself. You should get some blood work done and then go to some of our health practitioners and get the parasites out of your systems, get the worms out of your systems, get the herpes out of your system, you get all of these ailments, get the mucus out of your system. You need that. Fuck is you talking about? There's no one person that does all of that. Cut it out. You need to find out why you dreaming about red pill. Why am I popping up in your dreams? Go get your fucking dreams read. Go and get a spiritual reading. I astral travel, so I pop up in a lot of dreams. Pardon me if I popped up in anybody's shower scene. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not a pervert. I'm not a voyeur. You know what I mean? I'm an astral traveler. I move around the motherfucking paradigms. I move around the quantum universe in my sleep. Okay? All right? And I mean no harm. I don't harm anybody. You know what I'm saying? But I be checking shit out. You know what I'm saying? I do check shit out. You know? So I know I've been in yours. I've been in a lot of people's dreams. You know what I'm saying? I'm an observer. So a lot of the times when I'm in your dreams, I'm observing, I'm watching. I'm not judging you, right? I'm just looking at your light body. I might be watching your movie from 10 million years ago. I might be watching you performing when you was in Africa, when you was in India, when you was all over, when you was in China as a Chinese motherfucking Shaolin monk. I might just be checking that part of you out. So a lot of us move around, right? And it's all good. It's nothing really special about that. That's really nothing because people be all in my DMs. Oh my goodness, I saw you in my dreams. I met you in my dreams. I'm like, look, this what are we just talking about this shit or are we living it? I'm just living out my motherfucking mythos, man. I'm just guarding. I'm being who the fuck I say I am. I'm just being red pill. So it's you know, if we recognize that, then that's what's up. Then let's build. You know what I mean? If you see a nigga in your dreams, nigga, don't just say I seen you in my dreams. It's a reason why I was there. Let's build. Like if I can make it inside of your fucking inside of your dream state, that means that spiritually, you know what I mean? There's something that needs to be done furthering than us just making. And it don't mean that we're supposed to get married either. Let's stop that. Okay? Let's stop that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a reform thought. I'm not thoughting right now. That's not what I do. I'm not into the thoughterry. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm not thoughting. And if I showed up in your dreams, it's not because we're supposed to get married. Let's just be clear. We might have some business to do, getting money together, or I might be the sponsor for your child. You know what I mean? I might be there to sponsor you. You might need a consultation. Slide in my DMs and holler at me. You know what I'm talking about? That's what that's about. So when we realize that collectively we need to be there for each other, because this is a lonely fucking world out here. This is a lonely world out here, especially when you're quote unquote enlightened, right? I have to pay homage to every single school of thought and knowledge that got me where I'm at today. So when I come across an individual or individuals from those schools of knowledge and the schools of thought, the way that I pay homage is I build with them. Not paying homage to no book or no building or no fucking, I'm not an idol worshiper. I'm not praying to no statue. God damn it, I'm gonna pray that I'm a build and I'm gonna break bread with individuals in flesh and blood who represent those schools of thought and knowledge. Henceforth, why the paradigm shifters are able to build and get together and break bread and to connect the way that we have connected, void of ego, void, because I'm paying homage to each one of them, because each one of them, I don't care if they represent the streets, I don't care if they represent the motherfucking hood, I don't care if they represent the Nation of Islam, I don't care if they represent the Nation of Gods and Earth, I don't care if they represent the Morris Science Temple of America, I don't care if they represent the Nubians. I never went to no funeral where none of them people put any of my motherfucking loved ones in a box. I've never been in a hospital, in ICU, where somebody from any of those organizations was responsible for putting somebody that I know in the motherfucking ICU. Okay? I don't got no beef with them. I don't got no beef with them. I never came home after a long day of selling clothes and giving these niggas that cloth talk, right? And one of you niggas was in the bed with my women. Notice I didn't say woman. You know what I mean? You niggas was having a menage a quattro. No! That never happened. Nobody never violated me like that from any of those organizations. So their slate with me is completely clean. Their slate with me is completely clean. I have no problem with anybody from any organization. They never took no money from me. They never fucked no woman that I was with. And they never threatened my life. Those are the cardinal sins right there. That'll get your top popped the fuck off, okay? But they never did that. So they good with me. So when I come amongst my brothers and sisters, I'm paying homage to each one of their energies. I'm breathing life into them. I'm speaking life into each one of them. I love each one of my brothers and shifters, my brothers and sisters in the shifters. I have a genuine love for them, and I have a bond. I have a bond, and I will ride the fuck out for each one of those brothers and sisters. Currently, I believe there's 8 of us. All right? And I will go hard in the motherfucking paint for each one of them, because why? I want to see each one of them win. I have a desire, I have a burning desire to see each one of them win. And all of them are winning as I speak. Everybody's a winner in the paradigm shifters. Nobody is just starting out. Nobody needs Red Pill's cosign. I don't need nobody's cosign. They don't need me. They standing on their own motherfucking own. They don't need no they don't need no YouTube platforms, because the majority of them they're not even on YouTube. They don't need 125th Street code. Well, they got the cosign from 25th. That's my cosign. They don't need other people's cosigns. They are not asking for the permission of anybody to do what the fuck they want to do, because they represent the new generation. I would say that the new generation of conscious teachers came forward a few years ago through Facebook and Instagram, not YouTube. It's a whole nother door that opened up through Facebook. Young Pharaoh was one of the leaders of that new generation, because he built up his own platform and his own following first before YouTube off of Facebook, right? Under the name Sandra Bland. I remember that. Then you have brothers like Derek Grace. He built his name up off of Instagram. 19 Keys, Instagram. Risen Islam, Instagram. Sister Ajna with the Healing Place, Instagram. Pop Darby, Instagram. They're not utilizing the other platform, which is YouTube. And to be honest with you, as a person who's a visionary and I deal with technology, you know, the lecture, the evolution will be digitized. I would say on record that YouTube is dead. I will go on record and say that YouTube is fucking dead. Why do I say that? Because this is a monetization game. This is a business. This is a business. You know what I'm talking about? This is a business. I don't give a fuck. I'm unapologetic with that statement. There's a woke industry. There's a conscious industry. Nigga, this is a fucking business. We're in the business of being world changers and shifting the world. This is a business. It's called social entrepreneurship. Go and look it up, okay? Social entrepreneurship, social enterprise. Okay, go and look up social enterprise, social entrepreneurship. When you realize that you can add value to what the fuck you do, because I'm not just here talking to some phones and computers all day. I'm doing business. I have a business. When people reach out to me, I'm sending you an invoice. I'm doing consultations. This is a business. Am I making this my life work? You goddamn right I am. So it's a business. I don't work for fucking Piggly Wigglies, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? So each one of my brothers in the shifters are businesswomen and businessmen, serial entrepreneurs, serial entrepreneurs, meaning that they're not, you can't put me in a box. You can't put my brothers and sisters in a box. YouTube is great for traffic, but YouTube is a commercial. YouTube does not cut no, they're not giving out no real money, right? Your content is going to be owned by YouTube. You don't own your content. You cannot monetize your content. So YouTube is not profitable, and it doesn't make sense at the end of the day. I broadcast through YouTube. I've been doing videos on. I left YouTube in 2009 or 10. I came back in 2014. I practice digital convergence, meaning that I work with multiple platforms. I don't make a dime off of anything. Everything that I do on YouTube is community service. I don't make a dime. I'm talking about 1 cent from the motherfucking YouTube videos. You know what I mean? And I don't want to make no money from YouTube. I don't. That's not even that's not a desire of mine. I have a streaming network that I'm working on called Netflix. That's the monetization aspect. I'm just creating content with YouTube, and I'm taking my content from off of YouTube and I'm putting it all on my streaming network. Netflix, nigga, you know about Netflix? That's still being built. You know what I'm saying? It costs a lot of money to put that together. But that's what we're doing. YouTube is dead. YouTube is not the move. YouTube has served its purpose. Instagram, on the other hand, is the fucking future. Instagram is the truth. Instagram, in my humble opinion, out of all of the social media networks, is the premier network in order to build your brand, in order to sell product, in order to market and promote yourself, in order to get your motherfucking information out there. It's Instagram. It's nowhere else. So the shifters, obviously, they know what the fuck they're doing because they have all built the majority of their movements off the gram. And I'm giving you all of this cloth because I want to inspire those amongst us. I want to become a shifter. You're not going to get all of this shit for free. Get down with the motherfucking university. Go to the shifters _ on Instagram. The shifters _ on Instagram. Let me pin that right now so you know what the fuck we're dealing with. And become a member. Don't run with the cloth. Don't try to take the cloth. You know what I mean? Don't boost the cloth. You niggas is boosting cloth. You know what I mean? Don't boost the cloth. Come and be a part of the shifters. Do not be intimidated. If there's any camaraderie that we show each other and you niggas is still and you're intimidated, you're just a weirdo. And you know what I mean? Nobody can help you in life. You're just a fucking weirdo. Because I don't know what we got to do to show you that, you know what I mean? It's all love. Like, nigga, it's love. You're good. You're safe. Nobody is judging you. Like, you can exist amongst your brothers and sisters. We're not going to judge. You see that? That one? Yeah. It's my artwork. That's not my artwork. That's the sister's artwork that painted that. So we just want to let you know you good. Like, stop being weird, man. You're fucking good. If you have a talent and a skill, come and rock with us. You're good. We're going to change your life. I promise you. We're going to change your fucking life. You know what I mean? The motto, our motto for the shifters is to shift your mind state. We're going to shift your perception of who you are in order to become who the fuck you supposed to be. That is our job. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be at this shit 24/7. I'm going to be working this motherfucker like a job. I'm not going to be on Instagram. I'm not going to be on YouTube. I'm not going to be in the streets like that. Yes, brother Adafa, hit me up. I will contact you after the show so we could talk about some business. All right. This stream is about to end, but I'm going to start another one. Give me like 1 minute. So come right back. As soon as this stream ends, we'll start a new stream so we could continue with this motherfucking cloth. You know what I'm talking about? We got to talk business. We got to talk elevation. I didn't even recap the weekend yet. I'm just warming up. So come join the movement. I have the facts. The facts initiative is a part of the shifters movement. I'm going to put the facts initiative inside of the shifters movement. So the whole thing that I did where we came out with that simple equation of 30,000 at $20, right? 30,000 of us at $20 investment, which means that we're going to be able to have $600,000, $600,000, 20,000 members at $20, or 30,000 members at $20 weekly. I was going to do monthly, but goddamn it, weekly. What the fuck is $20 every week? If you can't come up with $20 at the end of the week, and you got to run and give it to the weed man or the weave woman or the goddamn liquor store or Texas Fried or whatnot, and you don't want to invest because you're not giving you're not giving the shifters a dime. You're investing. Group economics, collaborative economics, social economics. You're investing. So if you can't come up with $20 and you see that there's a movement of billionaires moving together, right? If you can't mentally, because all is mental. So if you say, oh no, I can't afford $20, block party, get the fuck out of here, get your mind right, and come back next millennium, right? Come back next century when you get your shit together. Oh, life is too hard for me. I can't come up with $20. You just canceled yourself from any possibility or any motherfucking possibility of doing something in life. You canceled yourself. You don't know what the fuck you're capable of. Stop canceling yourself. Stop cutting your nuts off before you even get a chance to bust one. You know what I mean? Stop it. You don't know what the fuck, you don't know how you're going to manifest that $20. You have to speak it into existence before you get it. You have to say, oh, the brothers is going to do 20 a week. I'm on. I got that. I'm excited. I'm energized because the shifters are representing something new to me. They're doing something that hasn't been done before. So therefore, I know that I'm in a new paradigm because we keep getting comfortable in our comfort zone, parking up in paradigms that what? The same fucking thing is happening that been happening. Niggas get killed, niggas cry, niggas march, niggas get on social media and emote, right? And nothing gets done. Zimmerman is still threatening you niggas. Zimmerman still wants to smoke. Zimmerman is still telling you niggas to suck a dick. You know what I mean? Zimmerman is still thumbing. He's still pouring salt and wound into what? Into one of the biggest rituals that have ever taken place in our lifetime, dealing with what? Dealing with trauma, doing what? Bringing back PTSD, bringing back all of that buried trauma that you niggas had inside of you since the days of chattel slavery. George Zimmerman, Fox 5, and motherfucking Donald Trump are all playing. They all have their hands in tandem with putting your ass in the motherfucking permanent sunken place. That is a fact. So if you stay in that world, if you keep giving that world energy, if you keep plugging back into that matrix, nigga, astaghfirullah, you're going to get what you motherfucking asked for. That's a fact. You're going to get what you asked for. CNN, MSNBC, the Times newspaper, the Times magazine, the Washington Times, the New York Times, the Los Angeles Times, everything that's owned by Rupert Murdoch, all of these entities are working in tandem with bringing you into a sunken place, a fear-based reality, all post 9/11 psyops, all post 9/11 psychological operations. What does psychological operations do? It puts you in a perpetual state of fear. What does a perpetual state of fear do? It makes you not want to travel. It makes you not want to leave the block. It makes you not want to be great again. It makes you not want to be God or a goddess. It makes you not want to work for yourself. It makes you not love your brothers and your sisters. And that's what we're seeing. The ailments that we're seeing all around us, the mental health crisis, the opiate crisis, the depression crisis, the anxiety crisis, all of these things are a direct result of the psyops that is taking place. It is a direct result of the fact that you're watching the fucking news, and the news is the snooze. and the telling lies to your visions and the radio show, the songs that you're listening to. I just want to kill myself. I don't know the lyrics to it. My son put me on the Juice World, but all of that shit. Nigga talk about he want to kill himself because he lost his babe. Nigga, what are you talking about? You got mad followers on Instagram. You can't find a thotty? Nigga, you can't find somebody to take her place. You want to kill yourself? Okay. All of that depression, all of that niggas on Xannies, all of that addiction to the motherfucking lean. The majority of the young brothers that are sipping on a lean are trying to get away from some kind of pain. They're sipping away their pain. They're sipping away their trauma. The sisters that are on the pole, that are working, the sex workers, they were traumatized as early as their early childhood. Some of them were molested. Some of them were traumatized. Some of them were abused. If they have pimps, the pimps are in their motherfucking ear, speaking to their pain body, twisting that motherfucking knife, speaking to that abuse. So what did they do? They gave up on a lot of things, and they are worshiping the dollar now. They decided that they wanted to worship the dollar. They want to worship an inanimate object. They have given their motherfucking life to an inanimate object, a piece of paper that has no life in it. It has a charge. It has that motherfucking bankroll. You niggas talking on your money phone, and the stacks of money and the ones and the singles, the wet, soggy singles that niggas throw on top of you inside of the strip club. FYI, those are called inanimate objects. The value that they have, that those pieces of paper have, that's an agreed upon value that the collective agreed upon. Those pieces of paper, that's toilet paper. If we all agree that shit has no value in the future, that's toilet paper. Those are firms, Federal Reserve notes, right? What they call firms, all right? Shout out to the Fame Entertainment, the Fame Entertainment _. Thank you for that. You know what I'm saying? Those are firms. That's not real. So how can you give your yoni? How can you give something that's real? Your asshole is real. Your mouth is real. Your orifices. You know what your orifices? That's the holes inside of your body. You know what I mean? Your value. Somebody put their fucking boot on your face while they're drilling you and whatnot. A complete stranger, and he nuts all over your face. You know what I'm saying? A fucking a dusty, musty ass cab driver for $40. And I talk a lot about sex workers, and I only bring up these allegories. But once again, I'm not judging you, sister. If I want to do anything, is breathe life into you. That shit hurts my heart. I got a soft spot inside of my heart for beautiful fucking women who I see as goddesses, for beautiful women who I see as sacred. You know what I'm saying? Just giving that shit to these lame niggas, just throwing that shit away to these demon ass niggas that don't see the value in themselves, not realizing I could make you $1 billion if you just pull your fucking pants on. Real talk. I could help make you $1 billion if you only knew that you were worth that, and you're not gonna get it by sucking and fucking. Real talk, man. And I speak passionate about. It's almost like I got a cape on right now, like I'm caping for these fucking strippers and these sex workers, because that shit hurts me. I was in a relationship where I saw how that shit affects a fucking person, yo. I saw that shit up close. I'm not speaking from a place where I'm hating because y'all getting ass shots. And no, nigga, I was with a fucking stripper. Okay? I was in a relationship with a fucking sex worker before. I know what that shit is like. That shit is traumatic. It's not cute. It's cute on Instagram when you get all dolled up and whatnot, and you putting them curated pictures on the gram. But I know the behind the scenes shit. I know the motherfucking long nights crying and whatnot, shaking in your sleep because some motherfucker almost killed you. Most of them don't want help. I'm speaking to the ones that do. I'm speaking to the ones that do. I can give a fuck about the ones that don't want help. I'm not caping for all of them. I'm speaking to the ones that do. I'm speaking for the goddesses amongst them, because all of them are not goddesses. I'm speaking for the ones amongst them that are in the fucking trap, and they trapped because somebody did something to them. I'm speaking to them. I care about them. I got love for them. You understand? I care about them. And I know their potential. And I know, because I know that it's going to be them that can get the shooters to shoot. It's going to be them that's going to get these lazy niggas up off their ass. It ain't going to be Red Pill. You know what I'm talking about? They not listening to me like that. I might give them the inspiration, but it's going to be some of them that's going to give them the divine spark. How do I know that? Nigga, I sat back and I watched niggas get millions of dollars to impress them. I watch niggas air each other. I watch niggas turn other niggas into Swiss cheese just to get their attention, just to get these women's attention. They committed murders in the name of these women. Facts. Because these women have so much fucking influence on both the lower and the higher self of some of these niggas that are out here. We at war, man. We are like, I don't know what life niggas is subscribing to, but the life that I live, nigga, it's all bets are off the table, nigga. It's by any means. So I find some of my light workers in some of the most darkest places. I find some of my most dynamic light workers, some of the people who I'm inspired by, in some of the darkest places, right? Just a dark nigga, like Drake told you. You know what I'm saying? Just a dark. I might be light skinned, but I'm a dark nigga. You know what I mean? And I make no fucking qualms about it. I'm very transparent. I'm very open. I'm very revealing. I don't hide it. You dig what I'm saying? So you niggas can never throw that shit back at me. I'm a dark nigga. You know what I mean? I'm a Scorpion. So our whole shit is about sex and death. That's just my whole life. Like, it's a fucking crazy life. It's only about sex and death. So we at war. And I know that the divine feminine is a war. That's the war energy. You understand? And I know about Kali. I know about Kali. I know about segment. And I know we in the Kali motherfucking yoga. So why you niggas are not even activating the divine to go to war. You're not activating the feminine principle to blow the fucking trumpets. You're not letting the feminine principle know that you protect her. Okay? This weekend, when we was with our sister Ajna from the healing place, nigga, she knew that she had some warriors protecting her. And she felt very comfortable around the divine male principle because she knew that not only did we protect her, but we respect her. Niggas wasn't acting like no fucking lames or no corny ass niggas around her. You understand? And I'm so happy that, and I don't know if y'all know about Sister Ajna, but I've never met a sister that's that real and so fucking raw and unapologetic. The shit had me kind of fucked up for a minute. I had to catch myself like, God damn, this is some different shit. Like, if she's able to duplicate herself, and she says she got a whole legion of sisters that's coming from the healing place that's like that, God damn. Like, if somebody is so real where they put every fucking thing on the table to whereas you can't judge them because you can't try to figure them out, they figure themselves out for you. Look, they could you know what I mean? It's just it's a different energy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Casey. Casey was with us. Casey knows. She felt the protection of the brothers. And what I was saying about the sister is, I'm glad that she's so raw, and I'm glad. What's the solution? Bruh, you talking about? I'm telling you the solution right now. What are you talking about, man? The solution is to go sign up to the shifters right now. I'm gonna pin it in this stream because this is a new stream. So what I'm saying is that I'm glad that the sister was raw, because she allowed those of us that are in the shifters to see amongst the other shifters who could be amongst that kind of energy. Because if you got goofy niggas around you, the best way to find a goofy nigga is to bring a divine feminine energy around you. The goofy nigga will jump right out the window. Henceforth, the name Goofy. You know what I mean? Henceforth, the name Sister Ajna is _ Ajna, AJNA, _ Ajna. Yeah, _ AJNA. So Goofy niggas get spotted out of the bunch when you bring around a woman and be like, yo, you know, get on your shit. And the goofy nigga start sniffing around, you know what I'm saying? He start acting all funny and shit. He start acting all weird and shit. You know what I mean? He start acting all fugazi and whatnot. Then you could spot the lane. And then you get him the fuck out of here. You get him the fuck out of here. Because we cannot, and that's no disrespect to anybody and whatnot. That's no disrespect. But as the shifters, we have to make sure that everybody is solid. We got to make sure that everybody is thorough. How do I don't connect with the real brother like Irritated Genie? I was just with Genie in Baltimore, brother. I was just with Irritated Genie in Baltimore. He was at the lecture that we did at the Everlasting Light. I've been building with Genie since 2016, I believe. Either 16 or 15. So, yeah. Everybody, like, I don't know why y'all think that nobody knows. Everybody knows each other. Like, stop getting it fucked up. Y'all don't realize because y'all be following one person and y'all don't follow, and y'all think that all the teachers in the community know each other. All of these personalities that you niggas be swearing by, everybody knows each other, okay? Let's get it clear. Or everybody knows of each other. There's nobody that doesn't know of anybody. And if there's a nigga running around like, nah, I don't know nobody, because you a nobody, nigga. You don't know nobody because you got to be a nobody. You don't come into no rooms where other niggas is at or other gods are at. You don't pull up with other gods. So if you're not amongst the gods and the goddesses and you a solo god, nigga, then you an agent. You an agent because you got to come amongst your ilk. You got to come among, and don't ever in your life act like there's anybody above the collective in this community. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a dick rider and try to even push that narrative because there's nobody more important than the next person or the next man or the next woman in this community. There's no leaders. There's no kings. There's no top fucking dogs in the community. All right? Let's be clear. You got some people that's a little heavy on social media, but that don't mean shit. Everybody is a part of a collective. Nobody's an island unto themselves. So I just got to clear that up. There's no solo gods. It's a pantheon. It's called pantheon. When you study the Bagra, when you study the ancient Sumerians, when you study the ancient Kemetic culture, all of their mythos, nigga, is it one god? When you study the motherfucking Orishas, when you study Ifa, nigga, is it one person? No. There is a whole bunch of them. It's a whole bunch of them. And that's the same thing that you see in real life. So that's why the shifters are important, because we represent different aspects of the journey. You got the healing place with Sister Ajna. That's spiritual. You know what I'm saying? She's going to help you with your spiritual edification. You have 19 keys. He's going to deal with the whole he's going to deal with a level of motivation. He's going to deal with a level of spirituality. He's going to interpret the teachings of the Nation of Islam in a very more scientific way. You got Brother Ben X. Ben X is a youth energy. Ben X is there for the youth. He's dealing with motivation. He's dealing with the lessons of the nation. He's dealing with other things. And the brother could teach you a thing or two about internet marketing and social media marketing, because the brothers have mastered social media and whatnot, right? When you're dealing with Rizza Islam, straight facts. Rizza is giving you the facts. Rizza is giving you the facts underneath 1 minute. Rizza is giving you the Nation of Islam science. You know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with the billionaire PA, motivation, economics, billionaire PA sells a book for $2,000 because he's worth it. And that shit sells. When you're dealing with Derek Grace, you're dealing with security. He teaches you how to arm yourself and to practice Second Amendment rights. Home banking economics. He's dealing with straight economics. I saw, if you on his Instagram, he'll post his earnings for the quarter. $300,000 off of what it is that he's doing on the Instagram, on the gram, online. The brother has the fucking keys, bro. And he's gonna teach you how to teach your children at home schooling. And he's gonna help you with Unlearn Relearn Academy. Pop Darby, when you go to Pop Darby is giving you the economics. He's giving you the formulas on how to utilize community economics, social economics, collaborative, cooperative economics. When you deal with Blue Pill is going to give you the whole aspect of the health industry, self-care, healthcare, lifestyle, okay, how to breathe, how to eat. You dig what I'm saying? And he's dealing with merch, and he's dealing with music, and he's dealing with the arts and whatnot. Brother Red Pill, I'm going to give you the red pills. And he's dealing with decoding, the law of 44. We're dealing with decoding. We're dealing with waking you up. We're dealing with motivational. We're dealing with economics through self-entrepreneurship, through tapping into the gig economy, to tapping into your own business. I could show you how to start your own business with $500 in a few hours. Okay? We consult for that. So we're dealing with a bunch of different subjects. We're dealing with with KT the Arch degree, who we're going to have to bring in as a shifter because he's definitely qualified. To be a shifter, you got to already be moving. To be a shifter, you already got to have your movement intact. So KT is definitely in the runnings to become a shifter. That's my younger brother. I love my brother. He is a fucking problem. A scientist that, unlike any scientist that I've ever seen, he's a Sabi's baby. One of the first Sabi's babies next to Sabi's biological babies. Shout out to Sasar, Usha, Wiwa, and everybody else. He is a scientist. He is a healer. He is a decoder. He's decoded the Hollywood movies in ways that I've never heard anybody decode. He is an engineer. He shows you how to make electricity with leaves, with regular leaves. He's making electricity with leaves. He is a genius, okay? So I learn from every single one of the shifters when I'm amongst them. They say, if you are not learning from the group that you're with, if you're not learning from the network that you belong to, nigga, you're in the wrong network. You're in the wrong network. You are in the wrong network. You have to, if you want to learn though, because if you're in that network and nobody knows the shit and you're the smartest nigga in the room, nigga, you're a mental masturbator. You just want to hear yourself, right? You just want to be edified and worshiped. You want women to call you God. You want niggas to call you God. That shit probably does something and releases some dopamine in your system. You get high off of that. It's a rush. I'm not judging you because it's a human fucking behavior. God damn it. Like, where the fuck you're gonna need your dopamines released somewhere. So shorty that's gonna be working at Starlets tonight, you know what I mean, on the pole and whatnot. God damn it, she shows up to work because the motherfucking singles is coming at her, and women and men telling her that they want to pipe her down and whatnot, and women talk about they want to put the strap on and pipe her down. I guess that shit releases dopamines. And when she puts her pictures on Instagram showing her ass cheek on the sink and whatnot, or she's showing a little bit of nipple, that releases dopamines. That releases some kind of motherfucker, the same dopamines that are released when you do cocaine. It's a reward. It's called a reward system in your brain. It's an impulse. It feels good, like when you watch porn, like when you watch, jiggly things. Women's asses jiggle and whatnot. Twerking is what they call it. Dopamine is released. Dopamine is released. Some people, when they watch boxing, when they watch football, when they watch NBA, the dopamine is released. When you watch a nigga cross a nigga and dunk and whatnot, you get releases of dopamine. It gives you like a high. It gives you a high, right? So I get it, because people are chasing dopamines these days. That's why we're in what is known as the attention economy. That economy is a prevailing economy, right? It's such a demanding and domineering economy that even celebrities who used to be mad cool and they didn't know anything about social media, the Will Smiths of the world and the Jada Pinkett's, and now all of the antics that you see, that Nicki Minaj is trying to go viral, and all of Kanye is all on the gram and he's all on Twitter He wants to be, nigga, they want to be a part of the attention economy. They want more dopamines to be released. They want people to pay attention to them. They want to be in front of your, they want to have real estate inside of your minds. You know what I'm saying? They want you to watch them at least once a day. Facts. Because that's the economy that we're in right now, where you can monetize attention. You can monetize attention. This shit is like it's like a product now. Attention is like a fucking product. You can monetize that shit. So you can't tell nobody how to do what they do. They're gonna do what they do. You're not gonna tell nobody, yo, don't go ahead and release dopamine. Don't do what the fuck you gotta do to release the dopamine. So young girls are gonna show some nipple. They're gonna show a little bit of cleavage. They're gonna show some ass cheeks. Because you pay with your motherfucking eyeballs. Liar Cohen coined that. You pay with your eyeballs. Thank you, Casey. You pay with your eyeballs. And Tekashi 6ix9ine is the prime example of how you could how you could profit and how you could take advantage of the attention economy. In the lecture that I did called The Attention Economy, and this is not even, I'm not selling you nothing because you could go and watch it or you can't. It doesn't make, I did the lecture. I got the information. You didn't. On Brother Richard's channel, Black Magic 363. No, on Patreon. Black Magic 363. There's a 4-hour lecture called Attention Economy. Treasure or Trolls. Right? Remember the treasure trolls? Treasures or trolls. Meaning that you could use this attention economy for the treasures, or you could use it for trolling purposes. You dead broke, poverty-minded, poor-ass niggas out there who got nothing better to do than to troll. You could troll your way into the motherfucking grave, into Potter's Field. You know what I'm saying? You could troll your way into some motherfucking bullets in your head. You know what I mean? You could keep trolling. You could do that. Or you could tap into the treasure aspect and boss up and become a multi-millionaire in 1 year based off of you doing what? Utilizing something that's already God-given to you. Your fucking face and your tongue, your sword. You know what I mean? You could get lit off of your mind. You could get lit off of the shit that you say. You could get lit off of your heart. You know what I mean? Meaning that there really wasn't a time before where you can monetize you without a middleman. You can monetize you. So women and men are monetizing, men are monetizing their sexual energy or their sexual prowess. Niggas is on Instagram with no shirt on, flexing, thirst trapping. Because if my DMs be lit and I ain't take my shirt off yet, I can imagine these niggas who be taking their shirts off. With their little baby look. Shout out to Blue Pill. You know what I mean? And I'm not taking no shots. I'm not, it's my dude. But, men be thirst trapping and women thirst trap. They selling a little bit more than the motherfucking slim waist tees and Fashion Nova. Just FYI. It's a little more being sold than that. So, but they're monetizing, right? Like Cardi B monetized her ratchetness, right? She was stripping, but she monetized it on social media, right? That was her intellectual property. You can't clone Cardi B's intellectual property because Cardi B, right, is only one Cardi B. So the way that she thinks, they could try to clone her because I'm there's mad clones right now. All of these strippers is on Instagram trying to be funny. Bitch, you're not funny. Like, you're not Cardi B. You're not goofy. You know what I mean? Like, cut it out. Be yourself. So you can monetize, right, your comedy. Look at Major Hype. Look at Jessica Unbothered. What's her name? Jess. What's her name? I like her. Jessica Hilarious, right? Jess Hilarious. What's her name? You can monetize. Look at DC Young Fly, right? He monetized roasting niggas. Did he have to go to school for that? Did he need a white man to tell him that he could do that? Just hilarious. Yeah. I love her. I love her. Just don't take the weave off, ma'am. Okay? Keep that shit on. Yeah, because she fucked me up when she showed the little alfalfa break, her little, the edges was missing. It was just real fucked up. Fuck my whole. I had to recalibrate my whole thinking about her, but I'm back to loving her. So, Major Hype, Mr. Commodore, right? All of these people are monetizing, right, their intellectual property. Look at what Plies is doing. He just sits on the fucking gram and just jokes all day. You forgot Plies was a rapper. And then when he comes out with his rapping, or when ran off on the plug and whatnot, then you like, okay, all right, I fucks with that because I'm fucking with him the long way based off of his videos. He's gained the respect, and he's gained a whole new demographics of supporters or people who are like, who's Plies, based off of him monetizing what? His intellectual property, what's inside of him. So some women are beauty, they're doing makeup, right? They're monetizing how to do makeup. They're monetizing cute faces. They're selling fucking Fashion Nova, goddamn eyelashes, teas, just because they fine as fuck, just because they look like they ran off of the fucking museum. You know what I mean? They're on the run from the museum. They look like they came off of the fucking walls of Kemet. These are some beautiful women, and they're selling any fucking thing that you're buying. Big bundles, big bundles. I'm talking about big bundles. I seen it with my own two eyes. They trapping that bundle, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? The bundle is getting trapped, nigga. They going over to India, cutting these bros' hair and bagging it up themselves. Bundles. These chicks are fucking what did they do? What's my nigga from American Gangster? They Frank Lucas the bundle game. You know what I mean? That's what they're doing. So we in a whole new economy. I told you earlier, we in a whole new economy. Instagram is the home of that new economy, not YouTube. YouTube is a commercial. You're not monetizing you Insta fucking gram until something else comes up. Snapchat is dead. So what the fuck are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? Huh? Are we getting to this bag collectively, or are we playing games? What are we doing? What do you have to offer? What the fuck is your talent? What is your gift? What is your intellectual property? Don't hold me up. I'll wait. You know what I mean? So what we're doing in the shifters is not only are we edifying each other, but we're gonna edify those amongst us who gonna be part of our membership to tap in. Imagine a consultation with all of the shifters. Imagine Derek Grace telling you how to get this fucking bread, nigga. Imagine motherfucking Sister Ajna telling you how to get your motherfucking life right. Imagine 19 Keys giving your ass some keys. Imagine Rizza Islam giving your ass facts. Huh? Imagine Sister Casey helping you with federal contracts and things of that nature. Nigga, we cooking. We cooking. Make no fucking mistake about it, my genius. And this is what I've been praying for. This is what I've been patiently waiting for. This is what I've been talking and speaking into existence ever since you niggas have known me. Go and do the research. Shout out to my brother Colossal. We have a brother who made a social media app for the shifters and everybody else who are ready to not get off of Instagram, you know what I mean? Not get off of Twitter, not get off of YouTube, but add that shit, because you know some of y'all need that. But add Colossal into the motherfucking collection. As we move, as we grow, we have 3 cities in front of us. As we motherfucking campaign, because this shit is a campaign for champagne, the same way that John McCain was running around campaigning, nigga. Yeah, we campaigning to an Air Force Ones. Okay. Yeah, the revolution will be digitized. It won't be televised. It will be digitized, meaning that the evolution will be digitized. That's what the fuck you're seeing right now. That's the fact that we're going to have our 30,000 members by the summertime at $20 a week. And we're going to show you what we could do with 600,000 a week by breaking it off into all of our members, by empowering and enhancing and just uplifting so many people who have been in a fallen state for too fucking long. You know what I mean? But how do you get those amongst us to do better? You got to find the niggas that's doing better, bring them together, and create formulas to give to those who want to do better. You go and pay Tony Robbins. You go and pay all of these internet gurus that be on the commercials on YouTube, standing next to the Lamborghini. They're like, yo, I can make you a millionaire. You go and pay $5,000, $10,000 for those weekend fucking seminars and whatnot, or the webinars and whatnot. You go and pay an asshole full, right? Because you understand that when all of them come together, when they have these workshops and these seminars, and all of these brilliant minds come together, that you know that you can walk away with some motherfucking cloth that you can apply. So it's the same thing with the paradigm shifters. We are shifting paradigms. We are shifting the box. We're taking you out of one box and we are breaking the motherfucking boxes that you are in. We are shifting the paradigms. Okay? Shout out to my brother Rashad McCrory. All right, that is a travel agent. Everybody on the gram, go ahead and follow my good brother. That is a travel agent. He's doing his motherfucking thing. You know what I mean? And I hope that one day he becomes a shifter. You know? So everybody put a fucking APB out and put the word out that everybody that's out there, it might be some niggas in your, it might be some Nagas and some Negusas and some niggas in your network that are doing shit, that are making things happen, that are activating, that are demonstrating. We want a few good men and women. Tell them that Red Pill is looking for them. All right? Tell them to pull up, slide in my DM. Pause. Not, respectfully. And holler at us because we got some solutions for them. We got some solutions for them. I can't speak for anybody. I can't speak for anybody. I can't speak for no group, no organization. Real talk. Like, I can't. I just can't. And I'm not. So I can't speak for nobody. I can only speak for what the fuck we doing. Those days are over. I did a lot of promotion for a lot of people and a lot of things that a lot of others were doing throughout my whole career. If anybody knows me and my brother, we do spend a lot of time bigging up others and other people because that's just my nature. Is I'm an agreeable, I'm not a disagreeable spirit. I'm an agreeable, collaborative, networking leader type. That's who I am. I have leader qualities because I like to bring different people together. And like Travis Scott said, I'm the fucking glue. You know what I'm saying? I like to be the motherfucking glue. I like to see collaborative efforts. Because I know I used to be in a posse when I was young. It was 100 of us. It was called Criminal Empire, out of Flatbush. We used to have I was aligned with the Decepticons. I was aligned with the Lowlives. Those were 100+ groups, gangs. They called them posses back in the days. But when the motherfuckers moved, they moved at 100+. I was in Atlanta with BMF. I was in Miami with BMF. I saw how they moved 100, 200, 300 of them. A fucking motorcade with hundreds of cars. So I've always had that mind state of the collective being more effective than you individual. You niggas is probably the only child ass niggas. You know what I mean? No offense to only child people, but that's that mentality that a lot of people movement. They don't like to move collectively. But I'm here to let you know that the fist is stronger than the finger. All right? It's a simple analogy. And because I'm a twin, because I shared the womb with somebody who looks like me, all right, enough of staring at the breasts on the picture behind me. I spent time in the womb, right? I spent time in the room. Well, if you're from Flatbush, Ask around about MGP, CMP, SMP, all of the posses from the 90s who formed what is known FB Flatbush Pulley Kit, Flatbush Pulley Kids, FBK out of Vanderveer. Ask about the criminal empire called CE, MOB, FBI, all of the posses from back in the days. That's what we were all down with. We used to be on a train 100 deep. We used to walk the streets 30 deep, 40 deep, 50 deep. So I had to get along, and I was able to assess and accept, right? Accept those who are more powerful than me. I was able to see the strengths and the weaknesses. I was able to assess that. So that was my early training, by being in a fucking gang, by being in a posse. I knew the power of the collective and I respected it. And I'm a collective type of person. You feel me? Oh, you from 19th? No doubt. I used to be on 19th and Beverly with the Haitians and the Jamaicans. We used to be on tennis court with my niggas Quentin and all of them. We used to be on East 18th between Beverly and Albemarle. You know what I mean? With my nigga Drags, all of them. We used to be on 19th with Red Cafe and all of them. We used to be on Dorchester. We used to be on Albemarle. We used to be on Cortiliu. We used to be on Cortiliu and 17th, mad heavy. All right? Mad heavy. And we used to be by the train station on Cortiliu after school a lot. So shout out to Columbia. Columbia's in the building. All right? Shout out to Columbia. Yeah, Red Cafe. We all grew up together. Shout out to Red. All right. Shout out to Gravy. Shout out to my nigga. Shout out to all of the. They had a group back in the days called the Franchise. My nigga Q the Kid. Q the Kid is a legend. You know what I mean? Shout out to all of them. So, do I still got the vintage low? No, I don't. I don't have no vintage low. Oh, I lost all that shit throughout the years. You know what I mean? I know. I be kicking myself in the ass sometimes, but I've lost mad. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm not so tied into this physical shit the way that y'all niggas think I might. I'm really not. Like, I'm really fucking not tied into this physical shit, because I've had so much physical stuff come and go. You know what I mean? Like, I make clothes, so I know that I can never be without. I'll just make some shit. You know what I mean? Like, I've mastered that physical stuff. I'm not attached to physical shit. I will leave a fucking mansion full of furniture, clothes, and all of that. Maybe not the jewelry. I might have to take that, but I will walk away from some shit in a minute. You dig what I'm saying? Because I know I could get it right back. Like, I give no fuck about the physical, that material shit the way that I used to. I'm not tied to it the way that I used to. I've healed myself from that affliction in a sense. You know what I mean? It still got a little bit of hold on me, but I've healed myself from that affliction of being anchored into physical material fucking realm, into physical shit, the way it had a grip on me when I was younger. Okay? So going back, yeah, I gotta take them jewels, my nigga. The jewels is coming with me. I ain't leaving. I leave the motherfucking Kings County shirts, and I'm taking my crowns and my jewels. Those are coming with me. So collectively, I don't gotta sell it. I'm not gonna be selling this shit. I'm not doing infomercials. I'm not begging nobody for nothing. Fuck out of here. I'm not dancing for you niggas. We not coming up with no jingles for the paradigm shifters. I'm not coming up with no dances. We ain't coming up with no kind of controversy. We not clout chasing. We ain't doing none of that. We just gonna do. We just gonna do. We just gonna do. If you niggas miss this train or this bus, it's on you, man. Go do what the fuck works for you. It really bothers me none. Like, it's millions of us that are claiming consciousness out here. I'm looking for 30,000 of y'all. I can't, for the first session. We'll deal with the next 30 after that, but I just need the first 30 to pull up. I'm not holding nobody to no standards. You niggas do what the fuck y'all do. Because it's going to be a whole bunch of people that's going to feel the ways because we came together. They're going to be intimidated. They're going to be bothered and whatnot because we did what they couldn't do. We did what they couldn't do. We did what they wanted to do, but they can't do it because they disagreeable and they jealous and they have a lot of envy in their heart. And these niggas is Poindexters. They're not built like that. They're not built to be collaborative. They're not unified. They don't have unifying principles in their spirits. They have what are known as disagreeable spirits,
They were sent here to be agent provocateurs. They can't sit in one room with great people and not get uncomfortable. They can't even sit around a beautiful woman without being goofy. These people are gonna feel uncomfortable because whenever you put greatness in front of fuck niggas, it shrivels them up. Whenever you shine a light in front of a nigga who has no light, then you expose them. It's like putting the lights on. It's like turning the lights on and the cockroaches go to running. So a lot of fuck niggas is gonna move away from me real fast, and I have no problem with that. I actually welcome that. You know what I mean? I'm like, hurry up and you know what I mean? Hurry up and buy, my nigga. Hurry up and buy. You know, fall into this trap, cause you know what I mean? Fall right into this trap, cause I'm definitely setting it up for your asses. So we ain't begging nobody. Like I said, you know what it is. I gave you the site. It's the shifters at the shifters underscore on Instagram. We about to work on an app real soon. We're not on Facebook right now. We don't have a YouTube page because we're not doing YouTube. We have a streaming network. We have graceflix.com. That's Derek Grace's streaming platform. It's $100 a month. Oh, that's a lot of money. Nigga, don't sign up then. Fuck is you talking? Don't tell me that if you don't have that 100 to support what the brother's doing, we'll keep it moving. And there's another streaming network called Black On Demand.tv. That's Ben X's streaming network. I believe that's $19 a month. Go and sign up with that brother. You know what I mean? And he has original content and all of the paradigm shifter lectures. The lecture we did in Washington, D.C., powerful, beautiful, magnanimous. You know what I mean? Lit. That lecture is going to be on Black On Demand TV. It's not even a lecture. We're not doing lectures. Like, we're not here to do lectures. It was a panel. It was more of a panel. It's not lectures. When we do lectures, it will be, we'll decide where we're going to upload them or where we're going to promote them on and whatnot. Maybe IGTV. We might start feeding IGTV or whatnot. Or we may do a live stream through the Instagram where we'll do lectures, because every single person, and no, brother Rich didn't stop fucking with YouTube. Brother Rich has a child on the way. So brother Rich is dealing with, setting everything up for Rich the kid. His son is about to be born. So he hasn't been uploading a lot lately and whatnot. He hasn't been uploading a lot. So we did a panel discussion and we were dealing with solutions and we were introducing ourselves because, like I said earlier, we're campaigning. We're campaigning. We're going from state to state. The beginning of the paradigm, the first event we ever did was in Brooklyn. It was inaugurated in Brooklyn, New York. Then we went to the nation's capital, Chocolate City, and we're campaigning. It was in Atlanta, it was in Brooklyn, and it was in DC. Our next 3 dates is going to be Houston, Texas, Philadelphia, and Los Angeles. I think that's going to be in the month of October. Houston, Texas, Los Angeles, and Philadelphia. All right. So those are the next 3 dates for the Paradigm Shifters. If you sign up to the Paradigm Shifters Instagram page, you'll know about the flyers when they come, when they upload and whatnot. You'll see the flyers. And if you're on my page, L Filthmore, then you'll see the flyers as well, because I'm going to be promoting that. Now, there's 12 months. We're planning on coming to a lot of the states. So if we don't make it, like I said, those are the next 3 dates. And then the next 3 dates after that, we're definitely going to be speaking. I believe the next 3 dates is going to be Miami and 2 other dates that I don't have in front of me. We're coming back to Atlanta. They just did Atlanta last month. So Atlanta is going to come in the winter months. During the winter, we're going to be where it's warm. So Atlanta is going to come within the winter months of December all the way up into February. We will be back in Atlanta. I want to come into Atlanta when we're at least at 10,000 members, so we can show the brothers and sisters in Atlanta, which is one of the strongest hubs of consciousness, that we mean business. We want to demonstrate, family. We don't want to. I'm done with talking. I like talking. I like to talk. I like to build, but I love to edit, and I love to put together presentations, and I love documentaries, and I love movies, and I love to perform. So teaching is one thing, but there's a lot of other things that we love to do, and we want to demonstrate for y'all. We want to show y'all solutions. I love the looks on your faces when we pull up the keynote or the PowerPoint and we show y'all real solutions in real time. When we I love the look in people's eyes when I'm talking to them, when I meet them, and I could see the vision in their eyes. I could see the potential. I could see them looking into the future when they look into my eyes and I look into theirs. That's what we want to do. You know how when Steven Jobs and them niggas be showing y'all the iPhone, the look in your eyes at the keynote address? That's the look that I'm looking for. I'm aiming for that look. I want to unveil shit. You know what I'm talking about? I want to unveil things. I want to put shit on the big screen for y'all. Am I doing verses? Hit me on my inbox. Yes, I'm doing verses and hooks. So the paradigm of self-hate, the paradigm of self-doubt, the paradigm of disunity, the paradigm of fuck niggas, the paradigm of stagnation, the paradigm of poverty consciousness, the paradigm of not having enough, the paradigm of lack and scarcity. We are disrupting those paradigms. We are shifting those paradigms. Translation of paradigm shifter is disruptor. It's disruptor. And I told you before, go and Google disruptor. We are living in what is known as a disruptor age. They have identified this age as a disruptor age. So if you're not disrupting anything, then you're not living. You're not a part of this age. Chances are, right, that you may be a part of the analog world, right? Check. And the analog world was what? Niggas that like to go marching. Niggas that like to go having die-ins and whatnot. Remember the die-ins? People that are basically in their victim bag. They're victims and whatnot. They're not even winners. These niggas is dealing with L's all day. They just come to present L's. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, you know what I mean? They just selling niggas L's all day. And they just come in. They just upload videos when bad things happen. That's an old paradigm. That's not disrupting anything. You're doing the job for motherfucking George Soros. You're carrying out the job of all of the media conglomerates. You're actually working in tandem with them because they created that narrative. They created that psyops. Roger Ailes from Fox, Rupert Murdoch from London over there, and he has all of these different entities. You're actually doing those jobs. You are not disrupting anything when you niggas get online and start crying about black men and women being brutalized. It's not a disruptor. That's not a disruptor. President Trump is a disruptor. What is he disrupting? America. He's disrupting America. Amazon is a disruptor. What does Amazon disrupt? Everything. Everything. They disrupted everything. They disrupted Barnes and Nobles and closed them down. They disrupted Borders Books and closed them down. They disrupted Toys R Us and closed them down. That's what a disruptor is. That you come in with a force so fucking strong, nigga, that you shutting shit down. That you shutting shit down. You understand? That you shutting shit down. You could send production samples. First and foremost, you could send stuff to my inbox on my Instagram, or you could send them to the Paradigm Shifters inbox. Right? I'm gonna put my email in the chat right now. It's the Mart 125th. You know, like the Mart in Harlem. There's a Mart called the Mart 125th, right there where we do our videos in Harlem. That is my email. All right. That is a website that we're building as well. This is going to be an online mall. All right. And I've been working on that shit for so long. But like I said, I just need the people to understand how much work that I'm doing as an individual and how challenging that work is. And some things take a very long time to do because I wear multiple hats. Why? Because I have no choice. Because I'm not going to keep waiting for you niggas to do shit that I need to get done. I'm going to do it myself, even if that entails me doing 10 things. I want to know real news, so I'm a journalist. right? I'm tired of watching. I'm tired of watching Fox. I'm tired of watching World Star for my news. So I want the news the way that I want it. So I became a journalist. I'm tired of wearing tight ass clothes and looking wild goofy when we was wearing baggy pants. I'm tired of wearing these European designers whose images and the motherfucking phrases that they're putting on the shirts don't necessarily resonate with me. So what do? I became a fashion designer. I created my own clothing, kingscounty.com. We came out in 2000. We created that brand in 2005. And I've been making clothes ever since. There's people on this live stream right now that knew me when I was taking clothes. So I transformed taking clothes to making clothes. My niggas, I print motherfucking images on $1 pieces of cotton and I miraculously, magically turn that shit into $40. What the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm talking about? What are you doing? And I'm putting icons. I'm putting iconography. Before that shit was cool. Because the shit got cool lately. You know what I mean? To put imagery of your ancestors on the shirts. Right? Niggas was clowning me when I did that. You know what I'm saying? They was clowning me when I did that. They didn't understand. But, you know, yeah, I took this from a museum. Don't tell nobody. But I liberated it. How about it? I'm just playing. I think they sell this shit in TJ Maxx or something. I'm just playing. But anyway, because you niggas, you know, I don't need nobody snitching on me. But we was doing all of that. Putting, you know what I mean? Putting, and you don't know the power of putting imageries of the icons on your clothes, bro. Like, you don't know the power of fashion if you're not in it. You know what I'm saying? You don't know the power of a uniform if you're not wearing one. So I know the power of clothes. Niggas kill for clothes. You know what I'm saying? Niggas kill for clothes and you got to get dressed every day of your life. So there's no reason why Kings County shouldn't be in the millions at this point. I should be a millionaire just based off of that. But, you know, I'm working. I'll get there. You know what I'm saying? Look at this, brother. Look at this shirt. Look at this shit. You see Malcolm? Right? I think this is called parental parental advisory. See Malcolm on the shirt? You know what I mean? I got tired of wearing niggas jewelry, right? Niggas coming around with Jesus pieces. I got tired of seeing them niggas with their Jesus pieces. Jesus didn't have an afro, right? So what did we start doing? We made our own fucking jewelry. We made our own jewelry, right? We made our own drip. We came through dripping with our own shit, right? This is a talisman. This is magical. This ain't no fucking chain, my nigga. This ain't no regular arc, nigga. Like, this is a talisman. Look at this shit. Let me show you something. You see the detail on that? You see the skull? Like, this shit is highly detailed. This is worth thousands of dollars, fam. Know your motherfucking worth. Look at that. Know your worth. Know your worth. This is a lifestyle. I got tired of wearing corny ass hats. So what do? We made our own hats. What's some DJ Khaled shit? We made our own hats. All right? I put fear in these crackers when they see this shit. We wear our own shit. And it ain't about putting fear in nobody because I don't need that. I don't need to put fear in nobody's heart. But when they see this, when they see a nigga coming, yeah, they understand. We ain't coming to play no fucking games. Like, we not part of your little fucking minstrel show. We not here to play slave games with y'all. We'll smack the shit out of you. You know what I mean? Like, get out of my face. We're unapologetic with get the fuck out of here. So I'm a disruptor. I'm gonna disrupt your peace. I'm gonna disrupt that. I'm gonna disrupt the image that you got of niggas. I'm gonna disrupt your comfort. I'm gonna disrupt your comfort zone when I come through. If you living in if you a fucking Uncle Tom or a coon, or if you a white supremacist or white inferiority, white fragilicist and whatnot, I'm going to disrupt you. All right. So that's my job. That's what I do. And Everything that I've done ever since I came into this game, from day one, I've been disrupting. I'm a disruptor, and I align myself with multiple disruptors. Henceforth, why there's 700 shows on Nodal Edge Radio, and we're introducing all kind of people to the world, all kind of teachers from every walk of life to the world. But one of the things that they had to be, right? They had to be disruptors before we even talk to them. You couldn't be talking about what everybody else is talking about. You had to be a disruptor. You had to be a disruptor. You feel me? So we're speaking to the disruptors. We want you to come and see us. We want you to come and get on the team. We want you to be to shift your paradigm and to have to believe in yourself, and to believe not just in yourself. We want you to believe in yourself. We want you to believe in your wealth. You know what I'm saying? We want you to believe in your health, right? Meaning that you know that you got what it takes. I've been depressed like a motherfucker before. I've been so depressed when I was a young kid because I had these issues in my household, right? I wanted to kill myself, right? Not all of the time. It was just one situation where I felt neglected. I felt like I was being marginalized. I felt that I wasn't being loved. I was like 13, right? I was very young, and I wanted to take my life because I was that emotional. I guess it was hormones, you know, when you're a teenager. So I'm able to relate to children, to people now because of what I went through as a child. So I know what depression is. I know what anxiety is. I've been through depression. I went through depression last year, and I was in a very bad place, right? So I know what that shit means, but I don't let that shit stop me. And a lot of us are going through a lot of shit, but we can't let that shit stop us. We cannot let it stop us. We have to speak to the children of today, and we have to be able to relate to them. We have to speak to some of our girlfriends and husbands and wives and the loved ones that we have around us who may be exhibiting signs of that. And we have to be able to heal them and relate. And if we're not able to do that, we have to be able to know that there's some people out here that we trust that can do that, because we're actually dealing with life and death. There's no coming back after you swallow 100 fucking pills and your ass is out of here. There's no coming back from that. There is no coming back from that. So we are here doing God's work. This is not a fucking game. I promise you. This is not a game, bro. This is not a game. This is God's work, man. This is God's plan. And I'm excited to be doing it. But God damn it, we've been doing it ever since y'all found out about us. Because just because you might have found out about me late don't mean that I start doing what the fuck I've been doing once you found out about me. I've been doing this shit. What the fuck? Why are you so late? What has been holding, what the fuck was holding you up for so long? Why you ain't know about fuck we was doing for 10 years ago? We was doing this in 05, 06, 07, 08. Like, we've been adding on and adding on, sometimes behind the camera and sometimes in front of the camera. Our most recent incarnation in the last 5 years have been more in front of the camera. But prior to that, we were doing monumental things behind the camera. All right? Behind the fucking scenes. Don't think that life is only about that 5 minutes on the 1 hour on YouTube that you see, or these live streams, that nothing else is going on in a nigga life because he didn't put a picture up. Like, don't be so foolish to think that nothing goes on in the world if it's not on social media. There's a lot of shit that goes on behind the fucking scenes, and that's a fact. So, you know, I'm saying all of that to say that I'm in one of the best groups in the world. I'm happy to be a part of the collective that call themselves the Paradigm Shifters. We went to Washington, D.C., to Union Temple Baptist Church, and we bodied it. Okay? Shout out to every single person who traveled far and high to come to that event that day. We were receiving love from every single corner of Black America. All right. People from Texas came through. Sisters from New York. Brothers drove down from New York. People came from VA. A whole bunch of people came from North Carolina and missed the flood and whatnot to tap in to what it is that we was doing. You know what I mean? And they was there. Somebody came from Hawaii, as a matter of fact, to the whole event. So we were bringing people out from a global standpoint. It was just it was a lovely thing, man. It was a lovely situation. You know what I mean? And we're going to be doing more stuff very soon. Hey, and it is what it is, right? It is what it is. um, then we spent like 5 days. Like I just got back to New York last night. I wasn't able to do a lot of stuff because I didn't even have a phone when I was out there. My phone went down and I was so much in the zone and I was so surrounded by energy, information, love, and just pure electricity that I was like, I don't even want no phone. Fuck that. I'm going. I'm unplugging from the matrix because I don't be distracted. I don't want nothing. I don't even want to put my nose in the phone. You know how you be on scrolling and everybody be paying attention, and you don't pay attention to your surroundings, and you don't look the people in the eyes who are amongst you, and you don't build with the people who are in your circumference. I didn't want that this time. I wanted to pay attention to everybody around me, and not out of fear, out of love. And yeah, it was worth every minute of it because I soaked up so much information. I soaked up so much light. I soaked up so many tools, so many gems. Like we were having these meetings and whatnot. We were powwowing for like 4 days, like how politicians do. It was so, rightfully so. We in the nation's capital. We was really politicking. Like we hammered out a lot of stuff for the future of the shifters. We lined up our dates. We handle business like we supposed to be doing when we come together as melanated people who have identified that we are at war. We have to come together and leave our egos at the door. We have to sit down like bosses. We have to sit down because they're sitting down like bosses. When we were in these places, in these sacred places, building and whatnot, they had they were people who don't look like us that were doing the same thing, planning, strategizing, building, not on camera, not with everybody else listening, because that's something that we'll never do. We'll never build and we'll never come together and we'll never strategize in front of the world. It's just counterproductive. Like you're gonna have if you're in that room, you special. You special. You chosen. If you in that room and you amongst all of the shifters and you're hearing all of that information and you're privy to all of that, you special. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to be offering people the opportunity to actually do that. You know what I mean? We're going to make that a possibility. We're going to make that a reality. But I could say without any reasonable doubt that every brothers and sisters that I encountered as a part of the shifters, they love you. Okay? They love you because they love themselves. They have love for their people. And I was having a very big issue with that. Recently, I was ready to leave consciousness all the way alone. I was ready to tap the fuck out, give up, hand in my motherfucking copper crown. Here you go. I'm put this in the museum. We're gonna hang this shit up like a jersey. You know what I mean? I was ready to hang up my ankh and just I don't know what I was gonna do, but I was ready to just walk away, man, because I was coming amongst a lot of people, and I sit in a lot of rooms where the cameras are off, and you know what I mean. They don't have no microphones in there, and I just listen to people talk, and I listen to what their agenda is, and I know that they don't care about the people, and I know that they don't love the people, and I know that they're not doing it for the love of the people, man. Real fucking talk, man. Real fuck on mama. And I just know, man, like I wasn't being inspired. I wasn't being motivated. You know, I wasn't being there wasn't an impetus for me to continue to sacrifice every fucking thing that I sacrificed, because I sacrificed everything for this. Everything. And it was like, yo, this sacrifice ain't paying off. Like, I don't get no, it's not, it doesn't add up. Like, it's draining on me. It's pulling my energy. It's making me depressed. So I was ready to give up on this shit. And I'm not going to give up on this shit. And I'm reinvigorated, and I have a whole new adoration. I have a whole new level of respect, and I have a whole new lease on the life that I have inside of this community because of the shifters. And, you know, a lot of other people who are not quote unquote card carrying members of the shifters, but they're working with us. And Sister Casey is one of them. Um, you know, there are people that are personal in my life, and they are part of that as well. And you know, I just want to say I give thanks, I give adoration, and you know, I give love, and you know, I'm thankful for everyone's participation. You know, because it's going to take all of us to get us in a better place. It's going to take us collectively to get the fuck where we got to go. I'm in all of these gentrified neighborhoods, like in DC, in Baltimore, you know what I'm saying, in Maryland. I'm in all of these gentrified Airbnbs. You know what I mean? Like, I'm seeing what they're doing. I'm seeing what they're doing, and they're upgrading the quality of life. Um, uh, Visibly, you know what I mean? Physically, materialistically, they're upgrading these neighborhoods by giving you a Whole Foods, by, you know, giving you a postmodern architecture and whatnot, implementing postmodern architecture, utilizing different fonts and whatnot, vintage fonts, and, you know, just giving you a different kind of ambiance. It's actually a template that they use. It's actually a template that they use. There are different websites that they even use. You know what I'm saying? That it has that it gives everywhere that they go that gentrified look. Um, and then when I see our people inside of gentrified spaces, there are like three different things that I see when I see black people inside of a gentrified space. One of the things that really stands out like a sore thumb is the homelessness, the destitute version of us, the version of us that's defeated, right? I see a lot of that inside of gentrified places. That is dangerous inside of gentrified places, because really what that does is that just helps the psyche of the colonizer. That just helps the inferiority complex of these white people, that makes them feel better because they're around broken Negroes. You know what I mean? Nothing makes a European feel better than being around a broken nigger. It does not feel good to be amongst a god or a goddess that's shining, and you white, and you not comfortable with your whiteness, or you not in your proper persona as a European. Because I've been around Europeans in their proper persona. I've been around quote unquote white people who are very comfortable with who the fuck they are and what they represent, and they be in a square, and I don't got no problem with them. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, I fucks with them the long way. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, I rock with them because they know who they are. Chances are they're a spirit from Sirius B that probably incarnated in a white spacesuit or a European spacesuit, and they're the proverbial spook that sat by the motherfucking cave. So I'm cool with that. But when you see black people that are in poverty, like, I mean, like, they're begging and whatnot, and they're asking white people for help, and they're like looking mad sorry and whatnot. Some of them be laying on the ground and whatnot, half naked and shit. And, you know, it's almost like they're not even in that bad of a shape. But in order to speak to the empathy that they think white people have, because they don't have empathy. They don't even show a lot of compassion. But to appeal to that, black people will look more destitute. Like they'll play it off to where they're more fucked up than they're even fucked up. A little more, oh my, can you spare a quarter? Like, please. And then when they get the quarter, they'll look around and be like, thank you, cracker. They're not really that fucked up sometimes, right? And they hustling, they're trapping, they jugging, right? Because the hustle is to beg. That's the hustle. Their job or their trap or their skill set is to beg. It's to beg, right? So I'm just saying, I'm not here to judge, because, hopefully what we're doing as shifters is going to bring us forth, because there's 3 plans that we have for homeless people, 3 different solutions. Billionaire PA has one. I have one with the Facts Initiative. Pop Darby has one with Unity as well. So we got proposals, and we're working on creating a little bit of, we're working on creating some grants so we can implement solutions for this homeless crisis, right? So I'm just speaking about when you're in what is known as white spaces, right? I'm speaking about when you're inside of spaces where gentrifiers, not white people. I'm talking about the fucking gentrifiers, my niggas. I'm talking about hoods that used to be dope spots, hoods that used to be killing fields. Now we got a fucking Starbucks, and the same hood got white people from Wisconsin Nebraska, and all of these, they're ambiguous Europeans, usually hipsters, yuppies, LBGT and whatnot, and they're in your neighborhood, and they walking around like you are fucking, or you gotta be a super nigga. Super niggas get attention paid to them. Like they like super niggas. Like they'll pay homage to a super nigga. You know what I mean? But I'm going to give you the 3 examples of black people that I'm seeing inside of gentrified spaces, meaning gentrified hoods, right? Like Harlem, like Brooklyn, like DC, like Atlanta. So there's the destitute, downtrodden, slave archetype, because homeless people evoke slave energy around. I'll tell you what a super nigga is in a minute. They emit slave energy around Europeans who see themselves as slave masters. Remember, if me and your white friend, or me and a Becky went to go see 12 Years a Slave, they are going to approach that movie from a standpoint of a slave master. They're going to watch that shit not from a slave standpoint. They're going to be like, oh, I was the white chick that these slave niggas was trying to fuck. Right? That's how they're gonna see themselves. So then when they leave the theater, and they might go to the gym, and there's niggas in the you know what I mean? There's niggas in the gym, beast mode and whatnot. They running around beating on their chests and whatnot, and then they pull up on a white chick like, yo, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'll destroy the box. Like I'll wreck that, y'all. I'll knock it out the park. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you some of this good anaconda. They're the white woman or the Becky in their subconscious mind, they're gonna look at you like you were the buck slave, like you were the gorilla slave. You was the slave that they would fuck with on the plantation because you was the stud, right? And the white woman would be like, she's the damsel in distress, right? Or she's the woman who would get niggas hung when she would fuck niggas. She would suck them off and fuck them and then report them. Yo, because remember, they had laws on the books against black men ravishing the pussy. What do you mean, Red Pill? They had laws. There was laws in the South that black men could not have sex with women because they would ravish the box. Donkey fuck them, right? There was laws on the books that you could not sleep with a woman with this, you know what I mean, with this innocent yoni, because you would ravish the shit. Like they was telling niggas don't deep stroke, you know what I mean? Like to take, like, certain strokes was illegal back in the days. Imagine that. You trying to do the Dougie and whatnot, and they like niggas will set off an alarm or some shit. They throw a flag. You know what I mean? Like, no, you know what I mean? You can't froggy style. Like, no, you can't cobra. You can't do the motherfucking the Boston crab on her. Shit like that. So that's the mentality that European women somewhat see these black men who they fetish over. But they've been programmed the same way that you've been programmed because they watch slave porn. They watch The Help. They watch Roots. They watch Roots Reboot. They watch World Star. They watch all of the slave movies, 12 Years a Slaves and all of that stuff, right? And they feel that is a way for them to feel superior. That's how they fed into that misnomer of them being superior because Hollywood was able to feed them that. Hollywood was able to feed them that. That's why they feel like that. So what I'm saying is when they're amongst you, there's a certain mentality taking place. If you come amongst them and you're subservient, if you come amongst them and you're groveling, if you come amongst them and you're like, sorry to bother you, sir, but I just wants to, sir. You at the water cooler. Why you acting like a slave at the water cooler? And all you want to ask that nigga to move over so you could get some water. But you like, excuse me, sir. I thirsty. I just want it. And they're like, damn, you're my supervisor. You just have to ask me to get it for you. I would have done that. But you get amongst them and you turn into this fucking Chicken George ass nigga, like you niggas out there. So that's one type, you groveling niggas, right? That's one type, the slave-like niggas, the beggars, right? Because nobody respects a beggar nation. Then you have the LBGT niggas inside of the LBGTs inside of gentrified spaces. Now, disclaimer, I'm only giving you the examples of niggas inside of gentrified spaces. I'm only giving you I'm not here judging you niggas. Get out of your thongs, niggas. Like, don't get caught up in your thongs. Don't get, because I'm not gonna sit here and try to throw the LBGTs under the bus. I'm just giving you the examples on how you are in white spaces and what you mean to white people inside of those spaces and how you're being perceived and how you're being looked at. Now, a black man inside of a gentrified neighborhood who's gay, right? Amongst white men who 8 times out of the 10, if they're in a gentrified neighborhood, they're either bisexual or gay, right? A black man who's LBGT, right? Inside of corporate America, amongst a white, because you're in a white space, you're in a gentrified white area inside of corporate, right? So a LBGT man inside of corporate, right? Amongst white men who most of the times are bisexual. If you want to find out, if you want to figure out if he is or not, you know what I'm saying? You niggas stick around for overtime, okay? When the office is empty and you start talking about shit like Friends and Will and Grace, and you'll see what happens. So inside of those white spaces, they're looking at black men in 2 ways. One, the white men are fetishing over the black men, right? And then 2, they're looking at these black men like these black men pose no threat whatsoever. These black men pose no threat whatsoever to many different factors. You don't pose a threat of taking over the office because the way that you take over certain white spaces is through either promotions, right? Or you fuck the boss. Or you running around slinging dick in upper management, right? And if it's some white women or some black women that you running around sleeping with, being that you got to remember, we're talking about, you know, we're dealing with sexuality. So we're talking about dominated versus domination. The one who dominates versus the one who gets dominated. So a black woman with a white man, You're not dominating anything. You're being dominated. Fuck is you talking about? You're getting doggy fucked. You're getting dominated. I don't care if you're a dominatrix. You might be on some 40 law, what's that? 50 Shades of Grey, and you're whipping them and whatnot, and you're dominatrix, and you put on the mad patent leather, you know what I'm saying, black outfit at night and whatnot, with the wild tall stilettos, and you be whipping white men. All right, we ain't talking about you. You move the fuck over. We ain't talking about you. Get out of here. We're talking about the average bed wench. You're not dominating anything. You're being dominated. So you don't run anything. You're not controlling anything. You're getting dick down. You know what I mean? You're getting dick down. So there's no, you can't control. It's simple fucking biology. You put a plug inside of a socket. The plug brings the energy. Like, no, you're not, you black woman. Oh, I have him wrapped around my thumb. I gave him some of this black puss. I gave him some of this yoni. You know what I mean? He's buying me everything. You know what I mean? I got white zaddy. He's paying for everything. You know what I mean? He's taking me to Dubai. I got that. I control. I run his. I got his motherfucking bank code. All right, cool. You're still getting dominated. You know what I'm saying? You're still on the other end of the domination. I'm bringing all of that up to bring up the fact that when black men, and I'm not using no excuses. I'm only talking about the psyche now. I'm giving you a diagnosis of the mind state of certain people. Black men who have no power. The only power that they could walk into corporate America with is their phallus. The only power they walk these streets sometimes is the phallus and the motherfucking great equalizers, which is a clone of your phallus, is your gun. You know what I'm talking about? And then when that shit wears out, they pull out the money phone. But it's your dick first. And then it's that hammer. You rule with fear. The hammer is for the fear aspect. The dick is for the love. You know what I'm saying? So a group of men, a genre of men who have no power. The only power they have is to pipe something down. That's the power that they got, is to dick something down. So they go into corporate America and dick shit down. They run up at these white girls and they dicking them down. They're like, yo, I'm dominating white supremacy. Fuck is you talking about? I'm dominating white women. I don't give a fuck about what white men are doing to us, nigga. I got a white woman calling me daddy every other night, nigga. I got a boss, a white woman who's my boss. She's giving me neck at the end of the day. I'm a nigga from the store. I'm a nigga from the goddamn, I'm a male chimp. You know what I mean? I'm in the mail room. But she makes me feel bigger than life when all of you niggas go home and I'm doing overtime in the mail room and I'm fucking my boss. The black man don't feel like a hoe. He don't feel like a thought. He don't feel like Olivia Pope. He's not in a scandal. You know what I'm saying? That nigga came up. He's telling his boys about it. They go into the bar and shit, laughing and whatnot. He's showing them screenshots on the phone. I guess black woman, y'all bragging about sucking off your boss and all of that. And remember, I'm giving you, white space etiquette. Like, what I'm seeing in gentrified neighborhoods is a different dichotomy, though, that's going on. Because remember, the mentality of what's going on in the swirl inside of gentrified spaces. Inside of gentrified spaces, white women are not fucking with black men like that no more. Not the way the white men are fucking with black women in gentrified spaces. Meaning that when they come into your neighborhood and they build these new ivory towers or these new White Castles next to the projects, where these crackers is paying $4,000 rent. You living all in the hood and whatnot. You niggas was paying $250 rent. The shit went up for $750 because a white man moved in your neighborhood. So now there's a level of power that's attached to that white man. You got motherfucking Sharquita and Barquisha and them all in the hood. They got their struggles that they're going through. But now when this nigga come through, he's walking a motherfucking rare poodle. Some shit might be a Maltese poodle from like Sri Lanka. They're like, oh my goodness, I saw this poodle on Desperate Housewives and whatnot. This is a rare poodle. Oh my goodness, he's like, yeah, come up in my pad. I have rare wine and whatnot. You go into the pad, he has some rare cocaine, and he might be smoking some rare weed. He give you some rare wine, you playing with the rare poodle, and you get your ass rare donkey fuck, right? Because remember, in these gentrified places or these gentrified spaces, it's about security with the women. So they're more attracted to a cracker who's paying $3,000, $4,000 rent, right? because he exemplifies what they have is power. You don't got to go to corporate America no more. Corporate America moved into the hood. That nigga's right there with you. That building is corporate America. Them new buildings in your hood, the shit with the motherfucking rent stabilized apartments, like 3 apartments out of 300, nigga, that's corporate America. It's in your hood now. So Starbucks is in the hood. Whole Foods is in your hood. All of corporate America is in black neighborhoods. Black women are fucking black men for that power. And they watching Scandal, and they watching Olivia Pope go suck off some power moves and whatnot. All of the power. Tiffany Haddish is telling them go and fuck some white men. All of it is gearing and is pointing to European men doing what? Impregnating black women in order to carry on their motherfucking bloodlines. That's what's good, because the Beckys is not running to the corner to get Tyrone, you know what I'm saying, and motherfucking Killer Black and all of them to be their husbands or to bear their children. They might get these niggas on a late night to come and pipe, but they not doing the slut walk with them niggas in the morning. You know what I'm talking about? They'll walk right past that nigga who's standing outside the corner store selling Lucy's and whatnot, who they probably gave some good neck to, some good Becky to the night before. The rule is, nigga, don't say nothing to me when you on the corner. You could talk to me in Whole Foods, but not on the block. Right? That's the agreement that I'm seeing. Like a lot of the niggas who sell dope and coke and whatnot, they're in little flings of, you know, they on a darn swirling with the white, because the white people come into the hood and they know all the drug dealers. They know all of the coke dealers. They know who got the pills. They know who got the weed. They don't care about too much other things. They know who got the perkies. They know who got the motherfucking work. And they fuck them niggas a lot too. You know what I'm saying? They keep it exclusive in that circle and whatnot. But they're not checking for no niggas in no gentrified hoods. The Beckys is not checking for you broke ass niggas inside of your hoods. But black women, Barquisha, Sharquisha, Bay, and L, I don't know. My bad. I'm not going to disrespect people with righteous names. But I know that the Nicki Minaj types, the bitches with the long bundles and whatnot, and the ones who are selling pussy for $40, and they are allowing niggas to throw single dollars on them at night inside of these motherfucking strip clubs, you goddamn right they selling pussy on Backspace. They selling pussy right out the elevator to these white men. Facts! I'm seeing it. Go and ask any black doorman who's inside of these gentrified places and whatnot, or door woman, what's going on late at night inside of these new $1 million motherfucking buildings inside of gentrified neighborhoods. It's a lot of prostitution taking place. It's a lot of bedwitching taking place. Because, yeah, $40 is the going price for fucking yoni these days. You didn't know that? You didn't know that the going price for some pussy is $40? And I didn't make the price. I didn't create the motherfucking market for the shit. I just heard about it on Instagram. They be like, swipe up. I swipe up. You know, I might be on the gram and the girl is, you know what I mean? She might be dancing and whatnot. And then it says swipe up. You told me it. You gave me a command and I listened. You swipe up. And then they say, hey, do you want to go on a date? I'm like, no. But then I press and see how much it is to check out, nigga. $40. And do you know what a date is? A date, nigga, do you want to fuck? Okay. That means, do you want to fuck? And shorties is getting flown all around America, getting fucked all day. You know what I'm saying? For them lace front wigs. You know what I mean? And they fronting like they selling Fashion Nova, and they really selling that box. So inside of gentrified spaces, that Olivia Pope shit is on fleek. Because what do a woman want? They say that women want security more than anything, right? But what these women selling themselves? How you call yourself a goddess? How you identify with these women? These wasn't no prostitutes. When the Romans and the Greeks came into Egypt, them niggas wasn't running around selling, getting these women to give them some box for 30 shillings or pieces of silver. You know what I mean? They was riding on the motherfucking Greco-Romans before who was that? Cleopatra. She gave up the throne. She gave up the box. She let them in. She violated the motherfucking trust. So inside of those sacred spaces, white gay men look at black gay men the same way that they looked at the niggas who you a sexual slave. You're not an economic slave. You're a sexual slave because you're on your knees and you're not Kaepernick. You know what I'm talking about? You're on your knees. You're subservient. You succumb to Greco-Roman culture. You know, LBGT is Greco-Roman culture. That's not African. So they didn't come around and succumb to your culture. You succumb to their culture. You're inside their house. You nigga, you're not the Pope. You're not the head gay nigga. You're not the fucking cardinal bishop. You're not in the Vatican, nigga. You're not the top of. That's their shit. They run that shit. You know what I'm talking about? That's their label. You niggas assigned to their label. So you're not threatening no white man if you a gay black man. There's no threat. You want to be Greco-Roman. They don't feel threatened by you. They do not feel threatened by you. They do not feel threatened by you at all. Okay? They do not feel threatened by you at all. Yeah, the brother said that they pocket watching white men. You damn right they pocket watching white men. And when you get into when you sneak into some of these clubs that they got online, these black women only clubs, y'all know what I'm talking about. That's all they talking about. Yo, you need to level up, girl. You know what I'm saying? These niggas don't deserve you. You know what I mean? You need to get with somebody. You know, you're not exclusive to just one race because they don't respect you. Look how all of it, and they got mad research. They'll give you the 20 niggas in the NBA with white wives, the 20 niggas in the NFL, the 20 niggas in Hollywood, the 20 niggas in Whole Foods with white women. They got all of the stats, and they use those stats to help to to help to basically, you know, push them into those white spaces. You know what I mean? They use that as an excuse, as an impetus to go ahead and to swirl. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, they be cheesing like Chester. I haven't seen a lot of black women who could keep a straight face around white men. That's just a fact. I haven't seen a lot of black, and I'm not talking about an angry face, and I'm not talking about you fake mad, because I don't believe that anyway. Like I said, some of the people who are the most mad or angry around white people will be the most groveling, motherfucking subservient, 50 Shades of Grey. You know what I mean? Put your fist in my ass type of people that you'll ever meet. They fronting. Don't ever believe them. They wanna be white so bad. You dig what I'm saying? I don't believe any of them. But I haven't been. I'm dead ass. Like, and that's no disrespect for nobody. But like, keep your fucking game face on when you around me, and you see some crackers around us. Keep your fucking poker face on. Like, we don't show our teeth like that. You know what I'm talking about? We not happy because they around us, but we not mad either. We happy to be around each other. So if we gonna be smiling, nigga, if I see all of your cavities with white people is around, I should see that when I'm around you. Fuck is you talking about? Y'all all giddy and whatnot. For what? What are they giving you? Are they what the fuck? What are they giving you? God damn. What do they represent for real, for real? I thought these was the cursed people. I thought this was synagogue. You know what I mean? Like, I thought these was the colonizers. You niggas happy around colon. You niggas is happy. You niggas is like real giddy. Know your worth. Know yourself. Stop being fucking subservient. Stop being groveling. And the third person inside of these spaces that I've noticed around Europeans or gentrified spaces is the heterosexual black man and black woman who are not swirling, who are not LBGT, who are not trying to, you know what I mean, get with white people. They comfortable with their own kind. But, you know, I'm not here to judge them. They go about their business. I don't know what they're doing in those spaces, but it seems that they're cooperating and they're moving and they're navigating and they're playing their part and they're playing the role. You dig what I'm saying? But they're living their lives. Everybody's living their lives, but they're living their lives. That makes Europeans investigative. They're not uncomfortable, but they investigate who's this, who are they about, who are they with, what's their sexual preferences. You know what I'm saying? You know, but these people that I just identified, it's a loaded, it's like, it's kind of ambiguous because They could be super conscious after work. They could be super woke, super black. You know what I mean? They could be super whatever. But they don't necessarily display that in those spaces because they realize that there's a time and place for all of that exhibition in different spaces. You feel me? And I'm not here to judge nobody. You do what you do. You know what I'm talking about? You do what you do and you move the way that you move and whatever works for you, let that shit work for you. Because I'm not gonna tell you how to work your motherfucking magic. Me, I'm not really in white spaces. I would be you know, I would be sort of an anomaly because I'm gonna just come as I am. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna come as I am. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna stand there with the angry face because I'm not mad at nobody. You know what I'm talking about? I'll hold a conversation, an intellectual conversation. I'll chop it up, or I'll be very short with you. Two word answers. You know what I mean? Either or. It just depends on how I feel at the moment. You feel me? But I'm not gonna be skinning and grinning. Fuck, I'm not dancing for no crackers. I'm not gonna show you niggas the you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be doing a millie rock around y'all. Like, I'm not on that. I'm not on that. And all right, there's 4 people. I'm sorry. I gotta include all of y'all that are out there that are conscious, that are cultural, that are aware, that ain't with none of the shits. You're not tap dancing, you're not buck dancing, you're not yes sir, yes ma'am. You're not even on some, you in the field, but you're not on you on your field nigga shit, but you're not field nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Like you still, they can mistake you for being cleaner than the cleanest nigga in the house. You feel me? But you might be a spook who sat by the door, or you might be at the door with all of your shit out. I'm not spooky. You know what I mean? I'm just a nigga at the door. You know what I'm saying? Like you might be that person as well. I haven't seen a lot of that because, like I said, I'm not in a lot of white spaces. I pull up, I go through, I pull up and I look around, I assess what I see, and I keep it moving. I don't see a lot of us in those places. But for those that are in those places, I salute you. I applaud you. I would say to you, continue to do what it is that you're doing. Always have your eyes open. Soak up all of the information, all of the facts that you can. Utilize your resources to get you in other places and into other doors and do what the fuck you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. There's no rules in this game. There's no rules on this shit. So, you do what you do, but always have an end goal. Always have a foundation. You feel me? And always know where the fuck you're at. It's one thing to be in a certain space and you don't even know that you're in that space. Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of your surroundings. My game face is on at all times. Say they fucking Brad for a Gucci bag. I know when you ain't buck dancing, your black coworkers hate you. Yes, that is very true. Fuck them. You understand? Dignity is more important than being a little popular. Dignity and pride and integrity is way more important than having somebody like you. Because remember, they want you to take away your pride and your dignity, and they want you to lose your integrity in order for them to feel comfortable in the same spaces where you're at, because they sold themselves short a long fucking time ago. They sold that shit like publishing. They sold their integrity like publishing a long time ago. So therefore, for their guilt, they have guilt trips. And for their guilt, the way that they see themselves in the mirror, or the way that they are assessing their worth, they need you to diminish your worth in order for their the lowly state that they may be in to be qualified. And that's a trick, man. Don't fall for that. You know what I mean? That's called misery loves company. The miserable will always want you to be miserable with them, my good brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? You don't need your co-workers' co-signature. Them niggas is groveling. You know what I mean? They don't even know who the fuck they are. So how could they know the intricacies of who you are? How could they even respect who you are? How could they even appreciate the greatness of who you are? How could they even resonate with your divinity if They've shown through their actions and through observation, the way that they move, the shit that comes out of their mouth, the motherfucking the sorry to bother you accent that they have around white people. You know, when niggas are like, uh, 1 minute y'all in the locker room, yeah, my nigga, young blood. You know what I'm talking about? Shit real in this field, and you know, we going hard in the paint, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I came through dripping. And then they get inside of the office and they're like, excuse me, could you pass the Grey Poupon? You like, nigga, a nigga like you, I don't give a fuck if you like me or not. You don't even like yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're not comfortable with yourself to just be a super nigga. You know what I mean? Like, you're not in your proper persona yet. So who the fuck are you to judge me at the job site? Eat a dick. You're a potential dick rider. You know what I mean? Like, you would switch up on me in a minute because you're not even yourself. So why am I trying to oppress a nigga, an alter ego of you? You're not even yourself. You're another nigga inside of the job. So I'm supposed to be concerned with what that other nigga thinks about me. You're not even yourself, family. The nigga who you are, you unpack that nigga when you get off the train going home. Fuck out of here. Like, you're not even yourself. So if your avatar doesn't like me, he or she could eat a dick. You know what I'm talking about? He like, get the fuck away from me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not here to make friends at the job site. I'm here for this bag, goddammit. I'm here for the check. Because I got little pick-me's that are hungry in the house. They want to eat. I'm here for that. Not for you. You know what I mean? Not for you. You know? And if I'm not marrying none of y'all, and if you're courting a woman or a man at the job and you want to marry them, then of course, you know, play your part. Yeah, double consciousness, like W.E.B. Du Bois talked about. You know what I mean? You niggas got triple consciousness. So you cannot judge me. You cannot judge me because you're not even comfortable in your own skin. No, I'm not. Don't let people do that to y'all. Don't let people do that to y'all. Don't let them traumatize you like that. Anglo-Blacksons. Yeah, I need that. I need that. Anglo-Blacksons, Negro-Peons. Yeah, I'm talking about now. We don't need that. You know, we don't need that. They're just tools. They're cogs in the wheel. You know, what they would fare better, and how you can help them is remain true to self. That's right. If you remain true to self, then you can help them out. Because when they want an example of how to be a real nigga, or how to stand for something, or how to be, you know, just comfortable in their own skin, they're gonna look towards you. They're gonna look towards you. So if you fold, and if you allow how they think about you or how they see you to conform, because this is all about conforming. It's a conforming tactic. Black people have been conformed. When we were defeated, we are the converted. We are known as the conversos. Conversos is a Spanish word meaning conversion. We were converted in Spain, Portugal, Europe, in the Iberian Peninsula, the coast of Africa, South America, we were converted. The Caribbean, we were converted. Central America, we were converted. So when you speak of our people, you come up with all of these colorful names: Negro, nigga, naga, nigga, nakra, whatever the fuck. No, nigga, the converted. It's not black. It's not melanated. Because remember, I'm talking about niggas that say they Mexicans, you know what I'm saying? Ecuadorians, Brazilians, these niggas that speak in French in Africa, you know what I'm talking about? These niggas that speak in Spanish in Central America. All of us are known as the converted. We've all been converted from who the fuck we are into something that we are not. We're the converted. And it was something that the church was, they spent many years. They shed billions of people's blood to make sure that they will successfully convert us. And that's what it is. That's what we find. So don't fall for that. Don't allow anybody to convert you. You convert this paradigm. You convert the motherfucker. You shift the paradigm. You be the converter. You convert niggas back into nagas. You convert the walking dead back into the motherfucking flying living. You know what I mean? Flipped devil back to lived. That's what your job should be. You should convert people back into their higher selves from out of their lower selves. You have to disrupt this shit by any means necessary. You cannot agree to you cannot agree to this reality. All is mental. You cannot agree that this reality is your reality. You cannot agree that you are comfortable inside of this matrix. You cannot agree that you do not want this shit to change, that you do not want to disrupt it. You cannot agree to that. Don't agree to that. Don't sign off on that. Agree to fuck this shit up at every turn for the better, right? For the children, for you, for your ancestors and your elders who made transition and did not see the shit get fucked up. And I'm gonna end it on this. I forgot what the show was, but I have it inside of the title of the Melanin Monday. It was called the Wilmington Massacre. Okay, Wilmington, North Carolina had a massacre in 1898. It's called the Wilmington Insurrection because we talk about disruption. We talk about shaking shit the fuck up. We talking about making your presence felt, embodying shit, right? So we have to talk about the power of the hurricane. And the hurricane inside of the word hurricane, my brother, is the word her. Because they're talking about the divine feminine, my good brother. And the fact that the hurricanes form off of the coast of Africa where where slave trade took place, right? And it follows the same trajectory of the slave ships. That's the ancestors. And Marcus Garvey said, look for me in the whirlwind. So that's the spirit of the ancestors that are all along the ocean forming these hurricanes. And these hurricanes, coincidentally or conspicuously, are always touching down in places where they done did our people dirty, right? That's what they say. Well, this weekend, I was paying attention to the hurricane, Florence, and the unusual activity that was taking place in the ocean, both the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean, because there are typhoons taking place in Japan. There are all kind of natural disasters wreaking havoc in India, Asia. Then on this coast, there was three hurricanes that formed in the ocean and there was some tropical depressions as well. So I'm like, damn, shit lit right now. You know what I'm talking about? Like I had to go check out the constellation, the alignments and whatnot. I can't necessarily say that was a direct result of that, the alignments and whatnot. Real quick, before I get into what I was just talking about, the three types of niggas in gentrified spaces. You have the groveling, you have the homeless, the homeless Negroes, right? The homeless people who are beggars, the beggar nation, right? I call it the beggar nation. Remember, the beggar nation could also go back to like people who are at these rallies and whatnot, shaking cups, asking people to help them, asking white people, coming amongst white people for help, right? That space would be the help, right? The groveling Negroes, the ones who are shaking cups, the ones who are basically asking for, laying on the ground, all subservient and whatnot. Then the next group is the LBGT. Those are the dominated, broken Negroes. Those would be the modern day slave types, because remember, slavery is a mind state, and the European, the Greco-Roman dominates through their phallus. They dominate through sex. They dominate people through their phallus. That's why they rape the children and they have sex with the men and they rape the women and give birth to children. Then those children get raped. Then those children get raised up and they convert those children. those children get raised up in the converso mind state of the conquistador, of the priesthood, of the Jesuits, of the quote unquote, conqueror, of the colonizer, the colonizer. Remember, colonizer. And when you talk about what Europeans, specifically Romans, they conquer through the phallus. And what did they wind up doing? They went and taught that to the Africans. So now in Africa, you have the culture of rape. They are weaponizing their dicks. They're weaponizing their penises. They're weaponizing their phallus, and it is an art. It is an act of war. It is a weapon of warfare. In Africa, I watched this thing on Netflix the other day. In Africa, on our continent, right, where we all came from, they didn't even know what rape was. They didn't even conceive of. They didn't have certain terms for rape in their lexicon, in their language, in their dialogue. Then the Ugandans and the Rwandans, who were trained by the Europeans, by the Israelis, by the Americans, they taught them how to rape. They taught them how to weaponize their fucking phalluses or their dicks in rape. So now when they go into the villages, they line everybody. The same thing that they did to us on the sex farms. The same thing that they did to us in chattel slavery. They traumatized our nations. They traumatized the Mexicans. They traumatized the Philippines. They traumatized the Hawaiians. They traumatized the niggas in Georgia. They traumatized the people in Florida. They traumatized the 13 colonies with their phallus, with rape. They even hired niggas with big dicks because they probably didn't have enough to, traumatize. They got the studs to do it. Raping babies, raping little girls. And what did that do? They raped, and when the missionaries came in, they raped all of the children, men and women. I mean, boys and girls. Because when they dominate you and traumatize you, they control you. It is a form of slavery. That part. They pillage your colon. They not just pillaging the village. To pillage the village, how you gonna pillage a village and they never have nothing? The way that you pillage a village is that you rape the women. You pillage them. You dig them out. You destroy them. You take from them. You crush the village. So now they got a village and they'll have them by gunpoint and they rape all of the women and then they rape the little girls and the babies. Now the women are shamed because the men are like, I don't want her back. I don't want that woman back after what I saw these white people do to her. You seen pornography. You know how these crackers get down. Don't play fucking innocent with me right now. You know about their fetishes and you know how disgusting they are and you know what the fuck they do to black women when they fetish on them. So picture them doing that to a 1-year-old. Picture them doing that to a 5-month-year-old or 5-month baby. That's what they do. They went and did it in Vietnam. They went and did it in Japan during the World War. They went and did it in Germany. They went and did it in motherfucking Philippines. They went and did it in Laos. They went and did it in goddamn they went and did it in Somalia. Or everywhere where the army is at, or everywhere where the armed services is at, they are dominating the women. They are dominating the children. They are raping and pillaging our people all around the world by weaponizing the dick, the phallus, the extension of the great equalizer, which is the gun. In some places, they sticking guns inside of women. So now, when the man sees that happen, he's like, I don't want her back. I don't want that woman no more. I don't want my child. I don't want my daughter. So they kick him out, right? They expose. They kick him out of the village. Then you got other people in the village. They are in so much fear because they've been traumatized as to what they saw. They leave the village. They like, yo, I don't even want to stay in the village no more because we don't got no protection. We don't got no policing. We don't have the security forces. And these niggas out here is running around savage. They got like Boko Haram and all of them. These motherfuckers is armed to the teeth, running up, just bodying shit. So now these villages become vacant. But guess where these villages were at? These villages were sitting on top of gold. These villages were sitting on top of oil. These villages were sitting on top of diamonds. These villages were sitting on top of coltan. These villages were sitting on top of quartz. That's what these villagers were sitting on top of. So to run you, if to run you out of the village is to run you away from your bread or run you away from your resources, and then De Beers comes in, uh, Shell Exxon comes in, Shell Mobile comes in, right? Apple comes in, Samsung comes in. All of these big corporations come in and profit off of war crimes, off of the fact that that they traumatize our black women and our sisters with the war crime or the war tactic of rape. So fast forward to what I'm talking about. Look at what the church did, right? Look at what the group homes did. Look at all of this stuff. So when white men see black people in an LBGT position, they see that they dominate. Their culture is dominating you. The culture is Greco-Roman. The act is butt fucking, but the culture is Greco-Roman. So they're like, yo, they're dominated. They don't want to procreate. They don't want to love on opposite sex. Genetically, chemically, we've thrown them off. All right, love and light to the family. This live is ending. Right? So that's the mentality of these people that I am identifying. Like I said, I'm not here to judge. I'm just telling you the mentality of the people that you're dealing with. So they're comfortable with LBGT people around them because they don't pose a threat. You could talk that Africa shit around. They know more about Africa than you sometimes. They don't give a fuck. They like, yeah, you on your Africa shit. But you're LBGT, so you rocking Roman designers. You love Barbara Streisand and Lady Gaga, nigga. You worship European culture. You worship Roman Greco designers. You worship Zaza Gabor. You know what I mean? Like all of that shit. You're not really a fucking threat. You know what I mean? Like you really not a threat to them. Keep that in mind. Like let's be fucking clear. You're not a threat. They laugh more at you than they laugh with you on some occasions. So you're not a threat. Yeah, there's black problems. Black Lives Matter. No problem. Let's talk about that after you give me some neck. Let's talk about that after we roll around in the motherfucking hay. You know what I mean? We can examine all of that while we lay down and watch Netflix. You know what I mean? But, you know, I'm going to talk about the problems that Romans are having as well. I'm going to add that in there as well. So you're going to get some of this white fragility if you try to dump some of that black power on me. And they laugh. They sit around and laugh and make fun. That shit is really an exercise with them. Like they really laugh at all of that black men laughing with white men about black shit. You know what I'm saying? They find joy in it. It's laughable. It's you know, it's clowny. It's laughable. It's goofy. So they'll laugh about Kaepernick and all kind of other things, and you know, that shit funny to them. They don't take that shit that serious. Black Lives Matter, them, and you know, they don't take that shit serious. They didn't take certain people in the Black Panthers didn't take that shit serious either when they were laying around with white people, joking about the plight of black people. Like I've been in the industry around black rappers, and they call niggas real. You know, they joke with they joke with white people in the industry about nigger shit and nigger activities and nigger problems and niggers and you know all that nigger stuff. They clown that, like they find amusement in that cohesively. So miss me with the bullshit. Like I know what it is and I know what it's not. You know what I mean? So you got the LBGT aspect, you have the other aspect, and then you have your black professionals who, like I said, are professionals. You know, they're heterosexuals. They might not be with the squirrel. They might be amongst each other. They got the bread to live in gentrified neighborhoods. They got the bread to eat at the restaurants, to mix and mingle, da 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 da. And they black professionals, you know, they doing what they do. They move in the way that they move. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So I'm gonna end it out on this thing with this hurricane that I just saw taking place in Wilmington, out of all places, North Carolina. Right? Like I said, the ancestors always are here They're always working, even when you don't feed them, and even when you're not working for them. The ancestors are always working. So when I seen this shit that took place in North Carolina with all of this rain and flooding that take place, and specifically with Wilmington, which is one of the places where they massacred our people in 1898, I'm like, oh yeah, that's divine. You know what I mean? Fuck that shit up. You know what I mean? That's divine. I don't even, I don't know the politics of Wilmington with the black people. I just know what the fuck was introduced to me through the information about what they did to black people. So even for the black people who live out there, if your property was damaged and if you lost loved ones and property and all of that stuff was compromised, I send you a red heart. I'm talking about. Hopefully uh your insurance and everything is intact. Sending condolences to the black families that have lost ones and things of that nature. But for that structure, Wilmington and the history and all of these crackers who are the family members of the people who have massacred our people because they didn't fucking leave, they didn't move away. It happened in 1898. So that's the second, third generation at play right now. Fuck you. I hope you motherfuckers drown in pig feces. You know what I'm talking about? I hope you motherfuckers drown in pig feces. I hope your whole house is filled up with pig feces and it's gonna be molded for life. I hope you drowned. You know what I mean? I hope that it hailed. It was raining shit on top of your heads. You feel me? I hope you got struck by lightning. I hope a tornado ripped both of your arms off and you can't play motherfucking ping pong anymore. You got excluded from the ping pong tournament. You know what I mean? Like, I just wish the worst on all of you motherfuckers who are descendants of the devils, the redneck devils who executed the mob. Let me read this before I get into my bag. The Wilmington Insurrection of 1898. The Wilmington Insurrection of 1898, also known as the Wilmington Massacre of 1898, or the Wilmington Race Riot of 1898, occurred in Wilmington, North Carolina on November 10th, 1898. So that date is coming up. That happened in Scorpio. That date is coming up. You know what I'm talking about? But we in hurricane season. So everything has to happen in its season. So how the fuck you have a hurricane in November? But if the shit happened in November and we had some shit happen in September, we close enough. It is considered a turning point in post-Reconstruction North Carolina politics. I'm going to add on. I'm going to just add on real quick. Not only was it a turning point in post-Reconstruction North Carolina politics, but it was the actual turning point in post-Reconstruction politics that basically it turned the tides and gave power to European, the descendants of the Confederates, and created what is known as the Solid South. The Solid South was created as a result of this insurrection. Do you know what an insurrection means? There can only be an insurrection when somebody takes somebody out of power, right? An insurrection is when they come in and there's a regime change, right? So, what's your advice for somebody who has already swirled and had a child? What's the solution? Hit me for the consultation. I'll tell you everything you need to know. This is not, that's too of an ambiguous. Hit me. If you want a consultation, hit me and I'll give you the answer to what you need to know about, the swirl and you having children as a result of the swirl. Because who cares about that? Like, it's a lot of children out here that are children of the swirl. What the fuck does that mean? That doesn't stop them from being who they are. That doesn't change who they are. That doesn't diminish their contribution to humanity or to society for that matter. I'm not here to judge that. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So this event marks an era of more surreal racial segregation and effective disenfranchisement of African Americans throughout the South. A shift already underway since passage by Mississippi of a new constitution in 1890, raising barriers to voter registration. Laura Edwards wrote in Democracy Betrayed 2000, what happened in Wilmington became an affirmation of white supremacy, not just in that one city, but in the South and in the nation as a whole, as it affirmed that invoking whiteness eclipsed the legal citizenship, individual rights, and equal protection under the law of blacks. It was originally described by white Americans as a race riot caused by blacks. However, over time, with more facts discovered, the event has come to be classified as a coup d'etat with complex causes that were social, political, and economic. It is the only successful coup d'etat on record in the U.S. You niggas talk about Black Wall Street all day. And I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that. Why the fuck you never talked about Wilmington? It was the only successful coup d'etat in America. What does that mean? That means that the Wilmington Massacre was the shift. The Wilmington Massacre is when they took you niggas out of power. It came before motherfucking Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street occurred because you didn't have power in the South anymore, because of the Wilmington race riot or the Wilmington insurrection. It's a movie for you niggas that like movies. It's a movie. The coup. Remember, Black Wall Street is not a coup. Black Wall Street is a massacre. This is a fucking coup. This is a coup d'etat. This is a taking of your power. So when you want to get your power back, don't you got to identify the place where it was taken? So if the ancestors just poured 1 trillion gallons of motherfucking rain on Wilmington, what does that say? You niggas are not in alignment. You are not in alignment. You are not in a fucking alignment. You don't know when the ancestors speaking to you because you niggas are wasting your time with all of this other shit. You're distracted. You're running around dick riding all of these bird ass niggas. You're not paying attention. You're not paying attention. You're missing all of the trains and the buses and the planes and the fucking automobiles, running around playing games, playing victim, but you will not get into your victor bag. You will not thank the ancestors for what the fuck they do. You will not put it on. You will not speak it into the universe. Thank you, ancestors. I've been teaching about Wilmington feverishly over the past 6 months. I went in Baltimore, Fear of a Black and More Messiah, and I talked about it. I went in Baltimore, Fear of a Black Planet, and I talked about it. I went on motherfucking YouTube, and I talked about it. I've been invoking, because that's how you bring the ancestors back. You invoke, meaning that once you start speaking about it, you raise it into the consciousness of the people, and then it's able to do something. It just don't come out of nowhere. It does not come out of nowhere. You invoke it. So I've been invoking some kind of retribution, some kind of payback, some kind of get back, because when I read the story, I was fucking depressed. The coup occurred after the state's white Democratic Party conspired and led a mob of 2,000 white men to overthrow the legitimately elected local fusionist government. They expelled opposition black and white political leaders from the city, destroyed the property and businesses of black citizens built up since the Civil War, including the only black newspaper in the city, and killed the estimated 60 to more than 300 people. That's a fucking lie. They killed thousands. They was killing them all in the woods. There were so many people killed. They said the animals in the woods were obese off of the feasting of the bodies later on. Fuck out of here. So if you don't know, if you don't hark on when we lost power, and you only harking on when we lost our 40 acres, then you don't know. You're not even fucking invoking the right kind of ancestors. You're not even invoking the right kind of motherfucking time in history. Okay? You're not. So, let's go and see what happened with the storm. And then I'm getting the fuck out of here because I ain't even eat nothing all day. I'm running around going in and I'm starving. You know, hungry. Believe me when I tell you. All right. Let's pull up the storm. Okay, so the rain has stopped. Okay, rain has stopped. I'm just looking for some Wikipedia so I can get the facts. Okay, I want the facts. Well, before I even get the facts, I just want to say for the ancestors, shout out to the ancestors. You know what I mean? Salute to the ancestors. Thank you and ashe to the ancestors. Love and light to the ancestors for everything that y'all have been doing. I pay attention. I pay homage. I recognize and I speak about the work that y'all been putting in on the unseen and through Mother Nature and through the nature realm. You understand? I will never negate the fact that y'all are very active and very motherfucking aware. Um, and, and North America is under divine retribution. You know what I mean? You know, I don't know what you niggas talking about. Like, yeah, I give it up. You know what I mean? I'm acknowledging that. 35 dead, floods cut off Wilmington, North Carolina. So Wilmington got hammered. I don't got the Wikipedia. Wilmington got hammered. Donald Trump is out there. You know what I mean? The aerial views is ugly. You know what I'm saying? But maybe Wilmington needed to get washed the fuck up. Maybe Wilmington needed some water. Maybe Wilmington needed some cleansing. Maybe Wilmington was very the heftiness of all of those unavenged deaths. You know what I mean? And I'm saying unavenged because if you don't speak about thousands of people that got killed, then goddamn it, then they don't even exist. It's almost like it's been swept under the rug. It's almost like it happened and the motherfuckers that did it could get away with it. Because I promise you, a lot of them motherfuckers in them hog lagoons and them pig farms, you damn right those are the after motherfucking those are the descendants of those crackers who was in motherfucking Wilmington killing off our people. Because look, Wilmington is small. It ain't even a big spot. It's 100,000 motherfuckers in Wilmington. You know what I mean? There's 100,000 some odd people in Wilmington. I think. Let me double check. So it ain't even like it's big. So everybody's related damn near. You know what I mean? For the niggas that are living out there, you better raise some motherfucking noise and hint. Let me see. Population is 100,000. 117,000. It's a port city. Okay? It's a port city. You know what I mean? And they got hammered. And they got it's underwater. It was underwater. It got flooded. I just want to get the stats on how much water fell on that bitch. So we can have a better understanding on, what the fuck is going on or what happened in Wilmington. I don't know about the other states. I'm focusing on this one state in North Carolina. I know the whole North Carolina got its issues, but nigga, this one state was where the motherfucking resurrection of white supremacy occurred, cocksucker. This one state is where the motherfucking solid South route rose up from, nigga. You know how Richmond was the home of the Confederacy, nigga. This is the home of white power. This is the home of the shit you niggas talk so scared about. White supremacy. This is it. This is it. This is it. They need more motherfucking smoke. You know what I mean? More people need to motherfucking call out. More people need to talk about Wilmington. More people need to More people need to raise awareness about what this place represents. It's not no cute town that you niggas supposed to be feeling sorry for. Oh, we pray for Wilmington. Fuck Wilmington. Fuck Wilmington. Okay? For what they did to our ancestors. And if you black and you live in Wilmington and you got a problem with me saying that because you bang for your block, fuck you too. Fuck out of here. You not holding them crackers that live in Wilmington accountable for the fucking atrocities that they committed against our people in the name of white supremacy, are you? Before you get mad at me, you ain't running around teaching the motherfucking people about what the fuck happened in Wilmington. So when we talk about Wilmington, we are educated about the atrocities that they committed in the fucking name of white power. Fuck out of here. So of course, I'm not saying fuck the state, like the actual state, because the state didn't do anybody. I'm saying fuck them crackers in Wilmington. Okay, pardon me. I'm saying fuck them crackers in Wilmington. You know what I mean? And whatever they represent and whatever they into. You know what I'm saying? They covered this up for many years. So they were living right amongst you, right? And you was in white spaces, probably. And you know, they wasn't ever telling you shit about what was going on. They wasn't trying to teach you about much. Because you didn't teach us about nothing. So obviously you didn't even know. And they got with all of the black churches, all of the bourgeoisie that they let live, and they made them motherfuckers promise to keep their motherfucking mouths shut. Cape Fear. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where Cape Fear is at. You know what I mean? So Cape Fear was motherfucking flooding, right? Let me see. Cape Fear, nigga. I wonder why they call it Cape Fears. Okay? What was so fearful about the Cape? You know? Yeah, here we go. The flooding surges from Cape Fear. Cape Fear is flooded. You know what I'm saying? Cape Fear is going. I'm even gonna go back and watch the movie Cape Fear with De Niro, because I'm sure that they were dropping mad gems about the history of Wilmington, because anybody in the lodge, Masonic lodges, anybody inside of the Ku Klux Klan, anybody inside of alt-right, anybody inside of any European dominating European white power type of situation, you know about Wilmington. Like you research Wilmington. You know where the fuck your power came from. You know about the incident that put your people into power. We're talking Reconstruction. Like I said earlier, those blacks in the 1800s was busting ass. They were doing big shit. They were inventing. They were owning shit. They were in government. They were building their own cities, towns, all of that. They were thriving. Something happened to set us back to where we're at right now. It wasn't slavery. We can't just make it that fucking general. It wasn't that. It was a lot of shit that happened during that timeline. Most importantly, times in the 1900s, early 1900s, those world wars, and that motherfucking Civil War, and in the late 1800s, revisionist and Reconstruction eras. That's when the shit fell to pieces. If you're looking to see when this whole shit fell down and whatnot, it's not slavery, nigga. It wasn't slavery per se. Motherfuckers bounced back. They was getting their shit together after that slavery shit. It was all of this shit, these politics, you know what I mean, and our own motherfucking people betraying us, because you can never tell me behind these closed doors and where these motherfucking crackers is running around. Excuse me, where these white folk or where these Europeans are running around coming up with all of the strategies on how to keep us oppressed and to kill us. That is some niggas who know us is not steering them on how to do it. You'll never convince me that it's not some niggas that's working against us in all facets, in all spaces, whether it's government, religion. It's some niggas in the catacomb of the Vatican working against us. Fat black popes, like real blackity black popes, melanated niggas from Africa or somewhere or whatnot, leftover Moors and whatnot. Like, yeah, nigga, it's some niggas working against us, because These crackers is not doing this by themselves. You feel me? So I brought up all of that just to say that the ancestors are at work. You understand? They're at work. Even when you're not at work, they're working. So I'm going to say once again, go and sign up for the shifters. You understand? Go and sign up for the shifters. Go and sign up for the shifters on the gram, and then go up shot. And then the link is in the description. Go and sign up to the university, $19.99 a month. All right. And the next time we see y'all, we're gonna have more information. We're gonna have more treats. We're gonna have more tools that you could put inside of your toolbox, so you can continue to build yourself up, build your brand up, build your peoples up. Like I said, anybody that wants the consultations, hit me up. If there's anybody out there that wants to sponsor what Red and Blue Pill are doing, hit us up. We have a group of children that we want to give gifts to. We want to sponsor. We want to give. We'll sponsor them. We'll send you the information on your sponsorship. We'll send you the pictures. We'll basically create this whole thing where when you sponsor us and we sponsor the children, you will benefit as a result of that. We want to give them products. We want to be able to give them, you might have shirts, you might have books, you might have hair care, you may have whatever you have, whatever product you have, whatever monetary whatever you have monetarily, whatever you want to contribute to the youth, we are offering sponsorships to come forward and to make it happen. All right. And we'll be able to read your name out on the gram. We'll make videos where we big up our sponsors. In the beginning of our videos, we're going to showcase our sponsors. I want to first and foremost say shout out to my patrons from Patreon. Shout out to everybody that is a patron. I have a lot of new signups. I want to give everybody a salute. I'll be able to read your names off very soon as well. So we're going to have everyone who is contributing, who is supporting, who is sponsoring. We're going to put you front and center. And because I'm learning. And for those that are not, I'm not mad at you. We ain't going to hold y'all, but we just not going to be in the same space. You dig what I'm saying? We're going to remove ourselves from your space because we only want to be, and we only have to be in those sacred spaces where we're being supported and where we're being sponsored and we're being taken care of, so we could do this motherfucking work. Because if this work was so easy, all of y'all would be out here doing it. So for those of us that are out here shifting paradigms, we're going to need the people to come on board and shift it with us. All right. So with that being said, the Patreon, I'm gonna pin that as well, is www.patreon. I say that all of the time. I should get hundreds of y'all signing up. I don't know what the fucking issue is. You know what I mean? I don't know what the holdup is, because none of y'all are broke. You know what I mean? We are all rich. Ye are wealthy. So we should be getting, if you want the cloth, if you love the cloth, well then go ahead and be a patron and sign up, right? Sign up, and you will be benefited off of being a patron, because I'm going to be giving you exclusive stuff. I'm going to give you not only exclusiveness, but you're going to be treated like an exclusive member, right? Meaning that you are going to get subscription boxes, you're going to get PDFs, you're going to get access to the shifter, not just the shifter events, if it's the live stream, or if it's a situation where you get to build with one of the shifters personally to get either consultation, some advice, some business advice, all of these things, the benefits of being a patron, a benefit of being a part of our network is going to have all of that stuff. So I need y'all to act, you know what I mean? And not just sit around and just, listen all day and whatnot to what people have to say. We need more people that are active, because Godding is a verb. God is a verb. It's an active principle. It's not sitting around and just thinking. It's not being a thinker or a knower. It's being a doer. Consciousness is action. So that's what we're talking about. We want y'all to be more active. We want the people to be more active. It's nothing, don't just watch this. You know what I'm saying? Don't just watch this. Be a part of this. You know what I mean? Be hands on deck. You know, I'm not concerned with nothing else but that at this point. I'm really not. Nothing else is really interesting me. Nothing else is moving me. You know, no disrespect to nobody else's movements. You know, but I really don't see no other movements, and that's just because I choose not to see it. I don't see no other movements because I'm blind, and I have to be blind. I have to have tunnel vision, and I have to focus on what I'm doing and what my conglomerate is doing and what my people are doing, and because what you pay attention to is what you give power to. So I'm never going to give power to something that is not going to benefit what I'm doing, because I already seen how you niggas roll. You know what I mean? They'll run with your shit and never give you any credit. Never, and even if you help them help other people, they won't even help you help other people. So you know, we're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not into that right there. So you know, at, at the shifters, Patreon /Red Pillar. Like I said, Facts Initiative, we'll be rolling that out in all of the Facts 2020, as a matter of fact, will be getting rolled out through the whole Paradigm Shifters ecosphere and whatnot. So all of my Facts Initiative signees, I will be contacting you via email and giving you all of the directions on how to redirect your energy to become a part of this platform and whatnot. So that being said, today's conversation is coming to an end. I had to do it long because, like I said, I didn't give y'all the Melanin Mondays. That got interrupted on Monday and whatnot. So I'm basically giving you this as I'm just giving you this as the makeup and whatnot. So we could get this thing going. So this information is out there and nobody is, you know what I mean? Because I got a lot of people to check for Melanin Monday. So I have an obligation to feed y'all. All right. But it's been fun. Love and light. Peace and love. Salute. We'll probably even see y'all before Monday and do a stream before that, me and Blue Pill. But you know, peace. Tap in. All right. One.